We've been traveling the Southeast, and now we come to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Tackling a 1.4 kilometer course, a figure 8. Cooler temperatures prevail here in Winston-Salem. Temperature right now about 59 degrees. It's been raining all day, so the roads are slick. Gradual uphill, arguably, some say the toughest course of the USACRITS series. As they get ready to be able to tackle around turns 1, 2, and 3, it is a very fast coming down on turn number 4 and heading in towards turn number 5 and 6. How much of a risk are you willing to take before the uphill sprint to the finish? As we're taking a look at our 0.9 mile, 6-corner course with a little bit of elevation at our finish line. Once again, welcome everybody to Winston-Salem, North Carolina, home of Tobacco Row for many years, but now a city full of innovation, education, and the Gears and Guitars Winston-Salem Cycling Classic. This year expanding to 2 days of racing as USACRITS number 7 set the stage for the final showdown of the series. And that was yesterday for our Streets of Fire Criterium. Riders took the course on a 0.5 loop, a brand new Criterium course for our Winston-Salem Cycling Classic. And immediately, your hometown riders at their hometown race of Winston-Salem, they went on the attack, the distinctive red and green. Then the purple jerseys trying to be able to defend the lead of their leader, Lisa Ray, riding the orange Jack Rue leaders jersey. And it was Shannon Koch on the left-hand side starting to be able to move up. The purple jerseys of Kingdom Elite continued to attack, and Winston-Salem was following. Caldera Medical threw themselves in the middle of the mix as well. As these riders continued to attack, many thought the long uphill coming out of turns 3, 4, and 5 would be able to split up the group, but that would not happen. The speeds averaging over 28 miles an hour continued to be able to bring riders back together. Laura Rathburn putting in a big dig, trying to be able to set it up for the sprinter. And then the brand new team showing up for the USA Crit Race, Virginia Blue Ridge 2028. They knew they had their sprinters sitting in. What were they going to be able to do over those final 3 and 4 laps? We did the Gambler Premium. That is when she struck out. Marlias Mejias going for the money. That was Yarly Salazar from Caldera Medical trying to be able to bring it back. But Mejias, when she tucked in and got arrow, managed to stay away and picked up victory on day number 1 of the Winston-Salem Cycling Classic. That was Laura Rathburn finishing up in second, and Elizabeth Castano with One Heart Racing wrapping up the podium for our top 3. With that, though, your Kingdom Elite, Lisa Ray, ends up keeping your overall leader's jersey. Once again, welcome everybody, because now it is time for race number 8. My name's Frankie Andreu, alongside of Lauren Hall and Chad Andrews, as we are getting ready for our Winston-Salem Cycling Classic.
13 years, we are down and loaded. We are super excited. You can see the women's field as the rain is gently cascading down on top of our peloton.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our call-ups for rider introductions. Like to be able to start off with our first rider. She won yesterday. She's also the winner of this race course. She won here in 2025. She won here in 2023. Your winner last night, riding for Virginia Blue Ridge. Please welcome, coming out of Cuba, Marlias Mejias.
She was second yesterday. She hails from San Diego, California, racing for Caldera Medical. Please welcome, second place last night, Laurel Rathburn.
She was your winner here in 2024. This rider hails from Mexico, riding for Virginia Blue Ridge. Please welcome Sofia Arreola.
Currently residing in 8th place overall out of Harvard, Massachusetts. Please welcome for United, Leslie Tim.
Our next rider riding in the very familiar purple jerseys of Kingdom Elite, currently sitting 5th overall out of Delray, Florida, Shannon Koch.
Only 23 points out of 3rd place. currently sitting in 4th place overall. She lives in Augusta, Georgia, but she races for your local team, Team Winston-Salem. Welcome to Rebecca Lang.
Our next rider comes out of Columbia. She won the USA Crit race in Swanee. She had a fantastic sprint with a 3rd place yesterday. One Heart Racing, Elizabeth Castano.
She was 7th yesterday, 2nd in Greenville, 2nd overall, a staple of consistency, racing for Kingdom Elite. Please welcome Izzy Harden.
Coming off her win at LaGrange, she is your current overall leader wearing the Jack Rue orange jersey. Please welcome Lisa Ray.
Make room for Lisa and the rest of your ladies to the line.
As the rest of the riders come up to the line, I'd like to be able to introduce for our national anthem, Nick Branscombe, coming from King, North Carolina.
Guitar for your national anthem. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, if you please pause, we do have a very, very special presentation. I'm going to toss it to Lauren Hall. Lauren, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, come on out, Katie. Come on down, Lauren. Luke, Jack. Before we get started, I want to take a moment to celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. Rick Rauch with you all. It was his passion for cycling that has led to this amazing race for the past 13 years that we've all enjoyed. I know he's looking down on us today, smiling that quintessential Rick smile, arms crossed, and love seeing everyone here tonight. To Miss Katie, and to my best friend Lauren, Rick's daughter, and to Luke and Jack, his grandsons, thank you all for what you do for the sport and cycling, and for the community of Winston-Salem. We love you, and hope this weekend is a celebration of all things Rick Rauch.
At this time, if we could have a short moment of silence for Dr. Rick Rauch. Thank you. Wow, way to uplift. This is amazing. He's looking down on us. Thank you very much to the Rauch family and the Kamansky family. Heartfelt, truly amazing situation happening here. The ladies are here racing on the behalf. The men are coming up next. And thank you to Winston-Salem for supporting this race for 13 13 years. The legacy of Dr. Rauch starts now and will continue on in perpetuity. Whew. All right, everyone exhale. Let's get ready to bike race here.
With that, riders, you're going to be racing for 60 minutes. Free laps are over with 5 laps to go. Your neutral service is in front of you on the right-hand side. As I'm going to turn it back over to Chad to be able to send you on your way. Hey, Winston-Salem, are you ready for the pro women?
All right, are our timers ready? Our officials are ready. We're going to have the Comanche and Rauch get us started. All right, we are going to go in 3, 2, 1. Preem on the first lap, Preem. Preem on the first lap. And we are now off. Oh, I love this race. I love the Winston-Salem. I love the people. And I love being from Carolina.
So our pro women underway with the 60 minutes of racing as we are out on course, tackling again a 1.4 kilometer figure 8 as they're making their way around. Marlies Mejias, the sprinter from and out of Cuba, picking up the win on day number 1 yesterday. Can she double up? Because remember, if you're looking back at previous results, Mejias has won here in 2025. Marlies Mejias has won here in 2023 as well, and her teammate winning in 2024. Many times the race breaks up. It likes to be able to get into a smaller group because of how difficult this race is. Will it happen again as our riders are underway? On the front right now, Lisa Ray, the rider coming out of Brooklyn, New York, deciding that the offense is the best defense. And Marlies Mejias is the rider that is going after her. Marlies Mejias picking up 2 stage wins at Tour de Bloom, which is a race in Washington. It was a 5-day race, and they just flew in on Thursday straight from Washington to here.
And Frankie, we had a great conversation yesterday. Lisa Ray is angry right now. She's like, I've had enough. I'm going to stamp my approval to this. Then you've got Caldera caught out big time with that move because you have Kingdom Elite and you also have Virginia's Blue Ridge 2028 going up the road. You get those 2 gone, forget it. Good night, goodbye. So it's up to Caldera Medical to bring it back.
One thing to remember, we're going to have a sprint 5 laps in as they just came around completing lap number 1. So Lisa Ray, your current leader with 1,621 points, she just can't mess up. Got to be able to stay on her bike, has to be able to finish. That rider in that orange Jackaroo Leaders jersey needs to be able to make it to the finish. Izzy Harden then sitting in 2nd place, Elizabeth Castano in 3rd overall. And those 2 riders, 2nd and 3rd, only separated by 33 points, and then 3rd and 4th only separated by 23 points. So in other words, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th is very much up for grabs. Once again, my name's Frankie Andreu, joined by Chad Andrews and Lauren Hall as we're calling our Winston-Salem Cycling Classic on day number 2. Earlier races, we've had our amateur races going on, now going into our pro races. Lap times have been right at about 2 minutes and 15. We're going to calculate how long it's taking them to be able to do each lap. Once 10 laps have passed, they're going to figure out how long it's taking them to do those 10 laps. Then they'll put up the lap cards. Once the lap cards are up, the riders will know exactly how long it is to the finish line, and they'll finish up on that 60. Lisa Ray and Marlies Mejias. This is a good combination. Remember, the 2-time winner in the blue jersey is the rider on the front. Caldera Medical, Lauren, has missed out, so now they're having to chase.
Talk about catching the field out with Marlies up the road, our winner from last night, Lisa Ray. Also with the leader's jersey, everything's up the road essentially, so definitely Caldera Medical is under pressure with Sam Bosco leading the charge for that team. Yarley, one of her teammates, is off the back of this peloton, so not looking good for Caldera Medical right now. But we got a lot of racing to go.
Yeah, very early on. We've only done 2 laps as we're waiting to be able to see what's going to happen. So Lisa Ray in a great position, and Marlies Mejias up the road as well, the 2-time winner here in Winston-Salem. Arguably, Marlies Mejias is one of the fastest sprinters in the nation, no matter what race she goes to. So she's always dangerous. She's got a ton of speed, and she's very fit right now. As you can see, the rider strung out. It is on full chase mode, single file line. Rebecca Lang's got to be careful. Number 18 sitting in the back right there, doesn't want to get gapped off the back. Again, Lang right now sitting in 4th. Only 33 points from moving up into 2nd place, so that's something she needs to be able to think about leading in towards those final races. And again, Winston-Salem missed out on it, United missed out on it, Caldera Medical missed out on it, and One Heart Racing all missing the move as they're trying to be able to bring back our 2 leaders.
And you can see the work that Winston-Salem is doing to try and bring this back is basically breaking up the field, taking that United rider with her. Again, Caldera getting called out. Caldera's not here with the U.S. national champion, elite women's national champion, and Kendall Ryan. So they're relying on breakaways. They're relying on Chloe Patrick for the wins and having a hard time already this evening early in the race.
Yeah, Caldera Medical with Bosco is here. You got Yarley Salazar, who's a pretty good sprinter as well on Caldera Medical. And then Laura Rathburn, very good sprinter as well, and a strong rider as our leaders come by our start-finish line. Rathburn winning our USA Crit Race #1, picking up a victory very early on in the season, and that was at Sunny King Criterium as the riders again starting to have some big gaps open up. Shannon Koch finding herself on the back end. Rebecca Lang finding herself on the back end as well. All hands on deck. It's a mad scramble because the chase is on. The next 3 laps are going to be critical. That's going to make all the difference in this race. It could be game over before we even get to our first point sprint.
100%, Frankina, especially with this weather. We were thinking that it might dry out, but that is not going to be the case tonight. Off the front is one of the safest places you can be. All of these women coming gently around this course. This uphill is just going to destroy what is left of this field. Our co-commentator, Frankie Andrea, is always a crowd pleaser to have some of our young folks ring the bell.
Getting ready to ring a bell as that's going to be our first point sprint to be able to come up. Again, 5 places deep. 10, 7, 5, 3, and 2 for our point sprint. 2 riders up the road, so that's going to take up the first 2 spots. And then the other points up for grabs. Remember, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, very close on points. Start ringing that bell. Let's make some noise, ring it loud. As we're doing a point sprint, point sprint, point sprint. Ringing the bell, point sprint, point sprint. Winston-Salem going across the gap. A great move. Riders were ringing the bell, point sprint, point sprint, point sprint. Points, 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 points.
Wow, Caldera Medical has been caught out. They are in a full flight of chase. My goodness, Lisa Reyes said, you know what? I am just going to take this whole race series by the throat because, oh, by the way, she gets a point whenever she leads a lap. She's going to get 10 or 7 points here. And Lauren, she's going to be a memory pretty soon with the overall.
Yeah, I definitely think that if the front 2, Marlies and Lisa, could get a couple of more riders, but essentially it looks like what's going to happen is it's all going to come back together. We had the Team Winston-Salem rider jumping across with the United rider, but essentially all that did was put more pressure on the peloton. It's all going to come back together. I would imagine Marlies has probably seen the gap close down and is like, you know what, it's time for a reshuffle.
It is Aliza and Marlies Mejias battle right now, and Marlies is happy to let your overall leader. She's normally wearing purple and black, but tonight she's wearing the overall leader's jersey from Jack Rue. So that's why you may be a little bit confused that your current overall leader is not wearing her team's jersey, but she's wearing the overall. It's almost like the yellow jersey, the polka dot jersey, the green jersey. Same thing here at USACRITS.
Uh-oh, we got 3 up the road now. That is awesome. Madison Gallagher made it across to this group of 2. Let's see if that doesn't reinvigorate those front 2.
Lisa Ray picking up maximum points, so that's a good one for her. Oh, I love it. She made it. She got across the gap. So Madison Gallagher getting herself up into that front group, and now we got Piedmont Racing trying to be able to go across with Emma Frost. Emma Frost actually had a pretty good race yesterday.
She did. She came in late to the race to the front, and just as any good racer would, that's when we started talking about her. Having a good showing right here tonight so far, basically putting in the lion's share of the work for the peloton.
Look, Antonio Kudas, are you around? Raise your hand.
Just so as that a moment ago.
That's, what do we got? Coley? Is that right? All right. All right, we're going to clear that podium area. Let's clear that podium area. We're going to do our podium for our Category 2-3 men. Thank you, guys. Category 2-3 podium. They raced a little bit earlier. 45 minutes of racing. It all came down to a group sprint. Finishing up in third, racing for Mac Racing, was Antonio Kudas. Second place is going to be a silver medal. A great ride by DDP Elite Cycling, Coley Hunt. And showing he had the fastest legs around. He had the nitrous and the turbo. Your winner, Jensen Riddle. Hey, congratulations, our Category 2-3s, 1, 2, and 3 here at the Winston-Salem Cycling Classic.
All right, Cat 2-3s, if you do have your timing chip, either go back to registration or the pit to turn them back in. And there's 2, 3 riders. And now it's all down to the red team in Caldera to try to bring this back. And we talked about it yesterday. It's like Caldera Medical, Yarley Salazar, she's already done for the day. 2 of the riders are trying to go. And man, this race, you would have thought Caldera would have been on their toes, but Lisa Ray and Marlies Mejia said, we're going to upset that apple cart stat. All right, so now we've got these 3 riders And really the only team left, unless, of course, you got to decide if you're Lisa and if you're Team Winston-Salem and you're Kingdom Elite, do you want to drag Marlies around and let her sprint you at the end? Huh. Lisa's okay with it. She'll win the overall. Team Winston-Salem, I think, might be helped because they'd love to have somebody on the podium.
The peloton really needs to have a quick conversation and organization of who's going to chase, Chad, because essentially we're having ones and twos at the front of this race. We have a Caldera and then we have a Team Winston-Salem, and they're not working well together. So there has to be a little bit of cohesion in that peloton to bring these three back. These three are working really well together.
They're not coming back.
The gap,
Caldera Medical's got to spend every bit of their assets to make it work.
the gap hasn't really opened up too terribly much.
Well, they got the strong rider on the front right now, Laura Rathman, out of the saddle trying to be able to bring it back. Good.
Man, I don't know. I mean, Laurel's going to have to do all the work because her teammates are just hanging on right now.
Well, essentially, we saw Chloe Patrick do so much work, 3 or 4 laps, and then Sam Bosco got up there.
Bosco's off the back, so she's gone. And so if Rathman does all the work, who's left to be able to be the sprinter? I mean, Chloe Patrick has to be able to hang on, but you know what? You worry about that later. Normally in a bike race,
Hang on, Frank. I want to bring... Now Team Winston-Salem's going to have to chase.
yeah, but I'm just saying, as Caldera Medical, you have no chance of winning unless you can bring back the group. So the first step is to bring back the group. Then you worry about recovering and trying to be able to do something else. But
no, but what I'm saying is...
you got to be able to bring it back. And so Winston-Salem, somebody from Caldera Medical should go back and talk to Winston-Salem and say, hey, we need a rider. You need a rider. Let's put 2 and 2. We're going to need about 4 riders to be able to bring back because Lisa Ray is super strong and Marlies Mejias is super strong.
Well, especially now that Winston-Salem has just lost one of their riders out of the break. That's it. That's game over for them.
And I didn't mean to interrupt Frankie, but I was like, as it was going on, Madison Galler got popped. And I was like, well, now Winston-Salem's got to chase.
It's kind of fun sitting in the middle of you guys letting you battle it out.
I know, but what's the feeling, Lauren? Like you're in a breakaway and you get popped. It's tough because then now your team was sitting in going, hey, we got a podium wrapped up to, oh, crap, now we got to chase.
It's horrible. You did all the work to get up there. You want to be up there and represent your team. You're trying to take it to the line. Then all of a sudden, lights out. You better quickly relay that message to your team.
I give a lot of credit to Madison Gallagher
100%.
for making the move. She read the race right. I mean, sometimes you can't control how strong you are or who you're up with, but she read the race and got up there. So that was a great move. Here's your leaders right now. Cheer them on. Clock is ticking right now. Looking at it, they came through with 17:05.
If I'm Madison, I sit up.
I would agree.
Oh, yes. Long time ago.
Yep.
But that's what their team directors are for. They'll figure that out right now. Coming up right now on 15 seconds is the gap. Riders, you got a 15-second gap, 15-second gap, 15 seconds. 2 riders up the road.
Well, now it's going to come down to Lauren. It's going to be Lauren Zerner that's going to have to do a lot of work like she did last night for Team Winston-Salem.
We're seeing Sam Bosco back on the front for Caldera. Again, she's a Paralympian, a world champion. She can do a lion's share of work for that team. We still have Chloe Patrick in there. You still have Laurel Rathman in there. Let's see. I'm banking on that.
What are you banking on? That they're going to bring them back.
Never mind.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, Shannon, scrub that when you got... Shannon Koch is like an uninvited guest at Christmas. She is like, Shannon is essentially slowing this entire group down, and that's what she's doing. Remember I said that she's in the purple and black? Because her teammates up the road wearing orange. Saturn sit up for like 6 laps.
That is so frustrating to be behind that. But again, that's gamesmanship right there. That's racing. All's fair in love and war.
And bike racing. Which pretty much is the same thing as love and war. That gap, if you're watching this on the live stream, it is a lot bigger than it looks. And again, now I said it, it might be Zerner or somebody, or even Rebecca Lang might be forced to come to the front because her jeopardy is she's not going to catch Lisa, but she's hoping to jump up in the top 3.
Well, and to Frankie's point earlier, what are you going to race for 3rd right now? You gotta keep putting forth the effort to catch leaders. You want to win the race. We don't want to be resigned for third place.
Riders
Marlise is saying, you know what? Suck it. I'm going for the win.
Absolutely going for the win. Lap cards are up with 18 laps to go as our leaders are coming through. So Winston-Salem on the front. You know, they need to get, if they can get this down to about 5 seconds, Lane can go across. Lap card showing 18. Lauren Zoner on the front. 18 to go, 18 to go, 18 laps to go.
Yeah, it was just a matter of time, Frankie, before Zerner had to take a pull.
Now, I'm going to go.
Lisa's having trouble right now, Frankie.
I'm going to go out on a limb as, oh my gosh, Lisa Ray now. So Marlies Mejias going away alone. This girl out of Cuba, Marlies Mejias, incredibly strong, winning a ton of races last year, winning the overall of Tucson Bicycle Classic, winning the Criterium at Gila. She won Clarendon Cup. She won Indy. She won 4 stages of Tour of America's Dairyland, and she won Doylestown. It was nonstop. When you're fast, not a lot of riders can beat you, and she's one of the fastest sprinters in the land, and now she's showing how strong she is from going from a long ways out.
But there's quite a difference from being one of the best sprinters in the world and also just being a basic one of the best time trialists in the world, which is essentially what Marlise is right now. Dropping Lisa here.
Yeah, Marlies Mejias wearing that special helmet also as national champion of Cuba. Dropping Lisa Ray. So Lisa Ray now has to be able to decide what she's going to be able to do. But with such a long race of 60 minutes, Marlies Mejias now doesn't have any help in staying out there.
I don't know
So the risk of her dying or wearing down is still there. Like anybody in the chase group doesn't have to chase at 100% now. They can ride at about 85% and wait for the fatigue if it sets in for Marlies Mejias.
Well, what happens, Lauren, in this scenario too, if I'm Marlise, I'm like, I don't know if I really want, I mean, you have to if she's not staying with you.
Commit.
But if you are not going to be there, you've got to throw it all in. And now if I am Lisa, I settle back in. You're not going to catch her. And then everybody is chasing Marlies Mejias.
Marlise has to keep going forward. We did see on the live stream, she basically kind of gave a tongue out head shake, but she's going to stay committed. She's got her teammates in the pocket here. You're going to have to start relying back if Marlise has to think if she's not going to be able, if she can stay away, that's good. If she's going to get caught, you got Riley and Sophia in the pocket.
Chad, sitting on the back of the group, Rebecca Lang from Winston-Salem. So do you remember in LaGrange, obviously you do remember LaGrange last year, when it was wet corners and all that kind of stuff? I'm thinking she's not liking these wet corners because she's riding third from last. And normally that's not the style of Rebecca Lang. I mean, yesterday we saw what she could do. She was attacking the entire time on that 0.5 of a mile course, but here she seems to be a little bit more gingerly.
It is so hard to erase that memory of a crash that she had in LaGrange last year. And she's battled with it mentally and physically for years. I mean, for this year, she's dialed in, but now Winston-Salem, her home race, threw water on the course, so that might have her like, well, how do I race this? How do I just summon the fortitude to battle a wet course? And that is what happens.
Well, that's also why you have so many teammates and rely on them. If today is not your strength or you're having a mental health day, whatever, with this, you have to rely on your teammates.
Great, well said. Mental health day. Now you've got everybody chasing Marlies Mejias. So Marlies is in a difficult situation. Does she burn every match that she has trying to stay away? Or does she settle in a little bit knowing that she's got a great bunch kick as well? So Marlies has got a couple ways to play this, but I guarantee you she's not going as hard as she can right now.
And doesn't have to.
Nope.
One thing to keep in mind is that orange jersey of Lisa Ray, who was up there, doesn't really have to worry about Marlies Mejias also because she is no threat to the overall points. So keep that in mind as our riders are getting ready to be able to come through. We're going to do a $100 field preem. Field preem, this group right here. Now Rebecca Lang comes to the front. $100 field preem, $100 field preem, field preem.
Heard and noted.
Rebecca Lang starting to be able to move up to the front out of the saddle. Again, Mejias, no threat to those overall points. Elizabeth Castano with One Heart Racing sitting in third. Again, there's only 33 points between second and third, only 23 points between third and fourth. So there's a race within a race. In other words, this is our USA Crit Race number 8. It's a series. Riders have been collecting points as we started off in Anniston, Alabama with our Sunny King Criterium. And throughout the Southeast, certain riders have been trying to be able to accumulate to be able to win the overall of the USA Crit Series. Marlies Mejias has not been at many of those races. That is your race leader. So she is no threat in the race within a race. Riders trying to be able to win here in Winston-Salem. Other riders trying to be able to win the overall.
Lauren, you're at home in Poughkeepsie, New York. And if you're at home in Poughkeepsie, New York, and you just dial in and you see Marlies Mejias in a breakaway by herself, you're like, wait, what?
Oh yeah, if I just turned on the TV and saw that, I would really be wondering what's going on. Yes. And again, that's the tactics of Team 2028, catching people off guard. She went from the gun, just like we saw last night. We were fully expecting Marlies to be in the field for the sprint, and she took off with a lap and a half to go. Even her director was surprised.
Introducing Flow Rewards, the exclusive rewards program for Flow Automotive customers. With Flow Rewards, every vehicle purchase and service visit earns you points towards future maintenance on your vehicle. To start earning and redeeming Flow Rewards points, download Flow Garage, make an account, and add your vehicle. If your account is already set up with your vehicle, you'll start earning rewards automatically. Add family members to your household to earn Flow Rewards points together. Don't miss out. Download the Flow Garage app to start earning Flow Rewards today.
Mejias going solo. What a great ride. Remember, a two-time winner here at this Winston-Salem Cycling Classic, but she's never won in this style. She has not gone solo. She's a sprinter. She's a Lamborghini. And right now, she is showing she's like a Ford Raptor just plowing through the fields, trying to be able to get to the front right now. Mejias doing a fantastic ride. Again, coming off of 2 stage wins at Tour de Bloom in Washington State. Cheer ride, come on, put your hands together. Here's your leader, a 2-time winner of Winston-Salem. Mejias trying to be able to hold off the charging peloton, and right now, that gap is definitely going to be more than 15 seconds.
I know they want to win, but I'm curious as to what Kingdom Elite is going to do. They've got the overall, so are they going to work to try to get the win as well? And it looks like Lisa Ray is saying, you know what, I've got the overall, but I really want to win too.
Lisa Ray was just shaking her head when she was looking back for some assistance there. Again, this can be a really frustrating sport. She was sitting in the catbird seat up in the break with Marlies, having a great ride, just couldn't sustain some of these hill climbs. Falls back, wants to do the lion's share of the work, get these mid-race points, and just frustrated with how everyone's racing.
And then you're a team manager on the opposite teams trying to figure out a way to beat her. She beat you with a cheeky move last night. She's beating you with a move that, quite frankly, if you and Frankie and I would have said who's going to get in a breakaway, Marlies Mejias probably would have been one of the last ones because she wants to set up for the sprint. So, Frankie?
One thing to think about with our point sprint coming up is that Mejia's not really, I mean, she's going to get the top points, but that's not really important to her. So watch for the sprint from the main group with Elizabeth Castano from One Heart Racing, Rebecca Lang, and some other riders. They're trying to be able to pick up some extra points to be able to move up in the overall standings.
Well, I mean, are we racing for overall standings or are we racing for the win? And that's where it gets complicated in the last race of the series. Because you've got Kingdom Elite that are like, well, we've got the overall pretty much, we think. So what do we do now? Do we chase her down or do we let other teams? So right now we're at that point where it's a bit complicated to us and even maybe so to the peloton as they're either deciding to chase or not. It was 15 seconds. I think it's up to 20 now. All right. Are we going to do a point sprint, Frankie? Point sprint, point sprint. And again, Frankie's like, that's irrelevant to Marlies because she... Oh, now we're starting to get some activity as we've got Winston-Salem and Kingdom Elite. Now bringing it back, point sprint, point sprint. Point sprint, point sprint. Man, these 2 days of racing, the course that we put together, it is proper for a finals race weekend, for sure.
So we have Team Winston-Salem, we have Lisa Ray, Kingdom Elite, another Winston-Salem rider, and then we have Marlies teammates sitting on their wheels, wanting to shut down any concerted working effort between these two teams.
And Marlies has got the track thing going on. She's pedaling at like 105 RPMs. Gentle pressure on the pedals, just enough to keep away. And it comes down to now, I think, with the numbers, it's got to be the green and red. And I'm trying to decide right now, is Lisa trying to bring it back, or is she helping us? Or is she just setting it up and riding piano? Got a little something there, dodging off the course.
Well, there's definitely some conversation going on about what are we going to do here and how are we going to do this. You have to put in a really hard effort to even get close to Marlies, but do you want to do that? Are you really going to try and go for second and third place for the day, or are we still looking for some of these points? Lisa's definitely looking for as many points as she can salvage. I know Marlies isn't really a threat to her, but it's still a point of pride. You want every single point you can get.
Yeah, Jen Malik right now having a mechanical for Team Winston-Salem, and another one of their teammates also is having some issues. So Team Winston-Salem could have dropped 2 riders here. Wow, 23. We got 2 riders from Team Winston-Salem that had mechanicals at the exact same time. That is unlucky.
That is bad luck. That's exactly what I was going to say. Still got time for free laps, so they should be able to get back in.
And we still have money to give away.
So Lisa Ray picked up 5 points right there. So she is the only rider in our overall standings that has gradually picked up some points. And one thing that just came to my attention looking at it, Izzy Harden is out of the race, not having a good day. So Izzy Harden right now had a 33-point lead on third. So a possibility she could drop to the third place on the podium or even off of the podium. It all depends on how the finishing points are going to be able to finish up. Again, Harden had a 33-point lead. Elizabeth Castano with a 23-point lead on Rebecca Lang, who's currently sitting in fourth.
And Marlies Mejias is in the pits. Your current overall leader is in the pits. So she had to go. She had a mechanical or a crash. We did not see it, but our leader right now is in the pit. You're saying to yourself, well, how do they put her back in? They have a general idea of the time gap and the distance. So on the next lap, if she's ready, they'll push her back in and she'll reestablish her lead. But for a person that's up the road, wow, that is so frustrating. So the officials have got their work cut out for them in the pit. They're going to try to give her a gap, what they think is what the overall lead is, and that's the beauty and the demise of the free lap rule. So that's why you don't see her up on the live stream.
That's our overall leaderboard with Lisa Ray's 1621 points. But again, she's increased that because she has 1636 now because she picked up a couple points in mid-race. And then the rest of the riders are following up behind her. So now you're going to see the field. Remember, the one rider is called the free lap rule. Chad, explain a little bit about the free lap rule. She's in taking a free lap. In other words, you're allowed to be able to sit out for one lap. How does that work?
Here's the free lap rule. Gosh, I love you, Frankie. So, you're in a crash, accident, mechanical. The officials have to approve it. But wherever you are when you had that in the bike race, if you're in the group or you're up the road, you get to go in the pit, get fixed over up until 5 laps to go. At 5 laps, there's no more free laps. So if you're going to have a bad burrito moment or a mechanical on your bike or whatever, you better do it with 5 to go. Now, Marlis Mejias, you only get a certain amount of time. Then after that, they're like, nope, you can't get back to the bike race. I don't see Marlis yet. So this is getting really interesting. Got the officials here. They're on the radio cracking. But Marlis Mejias is not in this race right now.
Now, the interesting thing, just last night, we also saw her go to the pit for some sort of mechanical. So, I don't know, Chad, did you see a crash or something happen?
No, I saw nothing.
It'll be really curious to see really what's going on with her bike, if she has an opportunity to get a new bike.
And they're chasing a ghost right now.
I was about to say, what's even more weird is that right now they're all chasing a ghost. Exactly.
I guarantee you, Richie's on the horn, and the rest of the directors are like, hold on a second. Is Marlies going to get back in or not? Because I'm not going to burn my matches chasing somebody that doesn't exist.
Well, you also get into a rhythm.
Right now, at the top of the hill, if you all look up at the top of the hill, Marlies Mejias is on the left-hand side, getting ready to be thrown back in. That's her, actually.
Yep, there she goes. So she's back in.
So that's some other one of her teammates that's up there on the left-hand side getting to be thrown back in. What's weird is that, though, she's in front of the pace car.
Now, the pace car will then pull off, reset, and then get in front of Marlies when they go.
Riders 10 laps to go, 10 to go. Gap is 15 seconds. One rider up the road, 15-second gap, 10 to go, 10 to go, 10 to go.
Lauren.
Look at all the Winston-Salem riders that are still in the main group. They're doing a fantastic race.
Lauren, so you're in the lead, you're in the break, you're by yourself, you're comfortable, you've settled in, and all of a sudden your world turns upside down and you're in the pit. What goes through your mind in that moment?
Stay calm as possible, and just, I was looking at Marlise's bike just to make sure maybe she didn't get a wheel change or something like that, because that could definitely play a factor in the tire pressure on a wet road. She has both of the same tires that she's been racing on. I don't know if she has a completely new bike, but you have to stay calm, and you have to let the mechanics do what they're going to do. Control yourself, and then know that you have to get right back where you were when you had to go into the pit.
Now a little bit angry right there with 9 to go. All right, so here comes your moto. And again, Marlies Mejias was out a couple laps. That is not rest. Trust me, it's stress. All right, 3 places for the field. 250, 150, and 100. 8 turns. Very fast, challenging course. Marlies Mejias in the pit. Now she's out, and she is just simply locked in right now. All right, there's Mejias climbing the hill. $100 preem on the next lap. Compliments of Riazi, Ryan, and Swain. $100 preem on this lap.
Big thank you to USACRITS for our 3-place preem and $100 preem coming from Riazi, Ryan, and Swain that Chad just mentioned. They've donated all of our $100 preems that'll be coming up in a little bit. So watch out for this sprint. Now we're going to get a little teaser of who's got some fast legs. 3-place preem on the line.
All right, Lang's going to grab that. $250 goes to the team's pocket. Tim also grabs points as well. I mean, the cash. And you might say to yourself, well, does Rebecca keep that $250? Highly unlikely. It goes to the team Kuipers, and they split it at the end. I want to thank all you guys for showing up on a bit of a cloudy, gray day here in May. But you know what? Between the music and the bike racing, it doesn't stop just because we're getting a little bit of water falling from the sky. And speaking of falling from the sky, it is Marlies Mejias. This is like, she might as well just get a residence here. She's going to be paying North Carolina taxes forever. There she is. Her team has been dominant. Nicola Kramer's always bringing hitters. They even came in from Washington, not D.C., the state, up in the apple orchards for Tour de Bloom, excuse me. And they're single file, but I'm afraid they're racing for second place right now. $100 field preem. $100 from Riazi, Ryan, and Swain. Shannon Koch having to do work to bring it back. And again, remember, her teammate, the overall leader's in orange.
You know what's interesting with Rebecca Lang with the team Winston-Salem? We either see her on the front, off the front, or off the back. She's not really someone that's going to sit in the peloton. Yeah. You were talking about that earlier. Broken collarbone will definitely do that to you. And wet day, even with a reduced field size.
If you're playing poker with Rebecca Lang, you know that one of two things are going to happen. She's going to have a crappy hand, or she's going to go all in. And that is the beauty of the way that Rebecca races, and she's so aggressive 100% of the time, and she's clawing her way up into the overall as well. I think the injury is a memory now. She is locked in.
$100 up for grabs for our field, waiting for them to be able to come around. Marlies Mejias getting ready to be able to see 6 laps to go. She attacked on lap number 2. She's been away the entire race. The 2-time winner of Winston-Salem Cycling Classic, about to be able to make it 3 And that'll be 2 years in a row as well.
If I had a question to ask their team manager, Nicola Cranmer, what was the objective? She was surprised yesterday by the move. Do you think it was today that there's 6 turns? I don't want to beat anybody. I don't want to be near anybody. I just want to do this on my own.
I would say that's probably exactly their tactic, to go aggressive early, because you don't want to be riding around with a nervous field, just constantly looking behind you, waiting to come down to a field sprint and having complete chaos. To take control of the race is by being aggressive, just as she's done.
She doesn't, Lauren, I think you nailed it. She doesn't want to be in the wash right now. She's got one objective: win and get money. That's it. The rest of the objectives from the rest of the teams are still undiscerned. All right, point sprint for everybody. Point sprint, point sprint, point sprint for everybody. All right, so Marlies more than likely is going to get 10. Then the battle becomes 7-6, 7-5, 3, and 2 after that. All right, you get start points 50, finish points based on the final placement. In race, you get a lap point. Marlies Mejias is going to get a ton of points, but doesn't matter to her. Nope. She just wants to win. Now Rebecca Lane tucked in. Lisa Ray tucked in. Castano also. She's about mid-pack, so she's staying pretty strong. And man, if she had a good start to the season, she would have been high up in the overall as well. But Lang is drilling it. And there's Mejias. Well, let's look at the gap. Let's just say she closed at 47 minutes. I think she's a half lap at least up. She's out of sight, therefore she's now out of mind.
Lisa Ray and Rebecca Lang are putting a little bit of pressure under the peloton and having United Pro Cycling chase this back currently. See what comes up right here for this points premium.
All right, attention riders, more cash. $100 for the winner of the next lap. $100 cash for our field. Field, $100 cash premium. Marlies Mejias, this, if it happens, will be her 3rd win and 4th win for the team over the past 4 years. All right, Marlies Mejias, here's a $100 premium for everyone. $100, $100. She is clocked in, that is for sure.
The last time gap we had was for 32 seconds between Marlies to the field, but we do have one Winston-Salem rider trying to jump across, trying to animate this peloton.
$100 on the line right now. We rang the bell last lap. They did the point sprint and now the counterattack. $100 in her pocket, and she's going to continue to go up the road as Claire Avery picks that up.
Now it's up to Laurel Rathbun again. We said it. Between her and Riley McMullen, it's like doing work for your team until you have nothing left.
Mejia's attacking on lap number 2 and staying away the entire time. Really hasn't increased her gap, right? It's been steady at about 17 seconds. Hasn't lost any time and hasn't gained any time.
Look at the faces of these riders right here. Claire is trying to draw some of these athletes out. Shannon Koch had a face of torture coming over that last hill, Chad.
Yep, and look at that. If you're watching on the live stream, that is a very efficient bike racer right there. Perfect cadence, perfect position on the bike. Very little stress on the body. She is just locked in. Aerodynamic, and she's doing the pro thing now. You're not allowed to drape your hands over the handlebars. You have to be touching what we call the brake hoods.
Remember, the riders are doing 60 minutes of racing. Again, tacking on very early on. And they've been chasing the entire time. Marlies Mejias, one of the greatest sprinters in the nation, now showing her time trial ability. Getting ready to be able to come around. 2 more turns, and she's going to be coming up and seeing 3 laps to go. A big thank you to Flow Automotive, Winston-Salem Gears and Guitars, Riazzi, Ryan, and Swaim Investment Group, putting up a lot of our money for the Preem, City of Winston-Salem, and Marlies Mejias. With this finish, will be $100 richer right there. Out of the saddle right now with 3 to go. Cheer on.
Again, we've got 2 races going, well, actually multiple races. You've got the win here in Winston-Salem, and then you've got the overall USACRITS. And by the way, those 2 jerseys will likely not be the same tonight, as Rebecca Lang now usurps Lisa Ray, going up and over the top. She's looking for a top 3 overall.
Marlies has the ability to pick her way all around this course, choose the smoothest line possible, which goes back to your point, Chad, of being an efficient bike racer. When you're off by yourself, you have a lot to think about and a lot of land to cover.
When you're riding behind somebody like her, she's a diminutive powerhouse. It's hard to get a draft. She's efficient, she's small, she's tight when she's in the drops. And you're like, well, she's faster than me and I can't even get a draft off of her. It's almost kind of like, hey, Marlies, could you sit up just a little bit? Just so I can get a little bit of draft.
And her teammate is pulling the ultimate teammate card right here, sitting second wheel, trying to deter anyone else from a controlled, aggressive move to bring that brake back.
And up next is something that we like to affectionately call the Gambler Preem. Essentially what it is we throw out money on this lap, and if the rider wins on the next lap, they take a chance that they're not going to win. But hey, Marlies Mejias and everybody, we've got a Gambler Preem, which in this scenario, it's not really a gambler. More than likely, she's going to get it.
Hey, she gambled on lap 2.
We could have thrown that Gambler Preem out 20 laps ago. All right, a Gambler Preem, but this is for everyone. Gambler Preem, including the rider that's up the road.
Riders, 2 to go, 2 to go, 2 to go, 2 laps to go, 2 to go.
Well, to tag one of our sponsors, Lauren, Marlies Mejias is having an incendiary performance tonight.
Here, let me give you your bell back.
Waited on that one. There you go, incendiary.
What a great ride by Marlies Mejias, a 2-time champion of Winston-Salem Cycling Classic, about to make it 3. Virginia Blue Ridge going 4 years in a row Once Mejias crosses this line, remember, she won yesterday on day number 1. Winston-Salem now riding on the front. Rebecca Lang knows she's got to get some critical points. Remember, this is our final race of the USA Crit Series, race number 8.
A lot of self-talk. She is experienced it. She doesn't have to do it, but if a newer racer was in this situation, it's like, I got it. Just be patient. Just relax. Just breathe. Now we've got the daughter over here getting ready to cheer it on. So we've got the whole family starting to gather.
Nothing more motivating to have your daughter here and watching you taking this race by the horns. And you know, Marlies is basically looking at every single lap, counting it down, every single corner. How many more times up this hill?
Well, there's your pace car. Thank you to Flo. And here comes your leader. Ladies and gentlemen, give this Cuban some love. The rocket has launched. Marlies Mejias.
You definitely know that she can see her daughter out of the corner of her eye. Probably give a little bit of smile, make her feel good.
Ringing the bell, it's going to be 1 lap to go. Marlies Mejias, our leader, came through. Come on, make some noise. 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go. 1 lap to go, your final lap here in Winston-Salem.
Well, Marlies is already zipped up, so there's that. We don't have to worry about her doing that. In the sport of cycling, when you're going to take the win, you want to make sure that you have your jersey zipper all the way up so that we can see all of the sponsors.
Hey,
And
man,
all right, you want to bet?
Don't say anything yet. There's some corners to be had,
No, I'm
okay?
going to say it. I'm going to go out there. I am not scared. All right, so I'm so not scared about her not winning.
Okay.
You're going to tell me what kind of celebration she does. Is it going to be one hand? Is it going to be two hands? Is it going to be no hands? Is it going to be a kiss to her daughter? Is it going to be sunshine and Cuban sandwiches? What's it going to be, Lauren?
Well, I can tell you by her celebration last night, you could tell she wasn't even expecting to do what she did, because you could see when she had the one hand in the air what it really meant to her to win that race.
You're not answering my question.
I'm not, because
All right, I'm going to say 2 tonight. Last night it was 1 with a little shuck and jive to the side. I'd say it goes 2, and then, no, she won't do the Virginia Blue Ridge thing across the front, I don't think. We're going to find out.
Right now in that gradual downhill going towards turn number 5, making her way to turn number 6, but watch out for the field sprint. Points up for grabs, podium up for grabs as well. Caldera Medical starting to be able to make their way to the front as Marlies Mejias. She comes around the final turn. Come on, Winston-Salem. Coming out of Cuba and winning, Marlies Mejias. Going solo from lap number 2 and pulling off the win. An incredible ride here at race number 8. And here's the rest of our sprint with Riley McMullen, Virginia Blue Ridge. Going. 1 and 3rd as Chloe Patrick nips her right at the line.
You think it's Chloe? I think it was Riley, and then... no. Yes. Laurel, you mean. Riley. Forget it. We know who won. Chloe Patrick 2nd, Castano. I don't know about that. That ain't right.
I'm thinking it was, I thought it was Chloe Patrick, maybe.
It was.
I
think it was between Chloe and Laurel.
I think Chloe Patrick beat Riley McMullen. Hey, we're looking to go to the video. We'll get this figured out here in a second.
currently looking at the photo finish right now.
So it was Chloe Patrick, then Laura Rathbun. That's your top three. No, Chloe was second, and then Riley was third. Again, I'm only focused on first.
Don't worry, Nicola. We'll wrangle this guy. Hey, we're in the South, so we can say bless his heart.
Hey, ladies, also, if you're finishing up, please go to either registration or the pit to turn in your timing chip.
Every year Jackaroo innovates. Jackaroo has been so incredible for Project Echelon over these last years. As a team focused on aerodynamics and the speed of racing increases every year, not only do they take our feedback, they use and provide us real opportunities to test their products. That includes validating their top-of-the-line XPO fabric in the wind tunnel and real-time data using professional riders.
XPO race suits is really at the cutting edge of anything in the market right now. Just class-leading aerodynamics, fit, comfort. I've just been really impressed with it so far.
Pro Women, as a reminder, please return your chips. Pro Women, if you can return your chips over at our neutral service pit or registration, it would be much appreciated. Once again, Pro Women, make sure to return your timing chips over at neutral service at the pit or at registration. In the meantime, first call to staging for our Pro Men. First call to staging for our Pro Men as they're getting ready for their 7 o'clock start.
As the floors can't take no more, stuck in this groove, I'm feeling bored.
A little bit of drizzle starting to be able to fall again. Temperature has not warmed up. That's absolutely for sure.
What we think, we become. Don't wake up. Don't wake up. What we think, we become.
Welcome everyone to the Winston-Salem Gears and Guitars, the biggest party on two wheels, combining live music with a weekend of bike racing. A big thank you to Flow Automotive, Razzie, Ryan, and Swaim Investment Group, the city of Winston-Salem, Incendiary Brewing Company. Visit Winston-Salem and Zynex Medical. On day number 1, we had the Friday Streets of Fire Criterium around Mercial Plaza, and today, day number 2, our USACRIT race number 8. The final race after we traveled around all around the Southeast, picking up points as we went from city to city. Starting off at Sunny King in Anniston, Alabama. Then we went to the Athens Twilight Criterium. Then LaGrange. Then followed up by Greenville, Spartanburg, and Highline. That was 3 days in a row. And day number 1 of Winston-Salem yesterday to day number 2 today. As we're getting ready for the final race, race number 8 here in Winston-Salem. Cooler degrees, that's right, it's a little bit cooler temperature right now. Temperature at about 60 degrees. Rain is sputtering off and on, misting off and on. And that's changing the course conditions as we go lap after lap. Riders right now sitting in that staging position, getting ready for our rider call-ups in just a little bit. It's been 13 years of our Winston-Salem Gears and Guitars as we continue to be able to celebrate the biggest party on two wheels with our live music. We have our live music bands playing all night long, along with our bike racing going along simultaneously. The amateur races went on earlier, and now we have the pro races. The home of Tobacco Row for many years, but now a city full of innovation, education, and our Gears and Guitars Winston-Salem cycling race. Looking back to yesterday on day number 1, it was our USA Crit race number 7, which set the stage for one of the final showdown of the series. It was the Streets of Fire Criterium as our riders took place on a 5/10 of a mile course. Coming out of turn number 3, it was all uphill. That's right, turn number 3, 4, 5, and 6, the L-shaped course, providing a very challenging course. As usual, we saw the battle starting to be able to take place between the Foundation Cycling with the red and white and Cadence Cyclery presented by Waldo. Winston-Salem stepping up their hometown race with the hometown riders, putting in a fantastic ride, responding to every single move as Winston-Salem was represented almost in every single move in our race last night. 3 riders tried to be able to separate, and after talking with many of the riders, very difficult to be able to form that breakaway, to be able to make it stick. Average speed, almost 28 miles an hour. Some have said the average power ranging at almost 400 watts. So that made it a difficult challenge in trying to be able to stay away. Eventually, teams would start together, come together. The multicolored jerseys would come together. And that's when the fight for position came a little bit aggressive. Riders going down in one of the corners as the red and white jerseys then took off from the front. And it was Brian Gomez, the Colombian, crossing the line first. All smiles as Marcos Mendez picking up some very valuable points in second, and then a great ride by Maddox Simmons in third. And that was your 1, 2, and 3 with our Streets of Fire Criterium with our 2 days of racing. It's not been since 2021 since we've had 2 days of racing. Back then we had 2 days of the Criteriums, and Wolfgang Brandl came out on top in 2021. On day number 2, it was Spencer Movinzada. Now coming up with our rider introductions here at our Winston-Salem Cycling Classic. With that, please welcome our first riders to the line.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Frankie. Our first call-up is a 28-year-old. He got 5th place yesterday and a great ride, rated for Team Winston-Salem. Please welcome Kyle Tiesler.
He's the CEO and founder of Pace Coaching, and no surprise, he races for the racing division presented by Pace Coaching. He's coming out of Tennessee, Ruben Bacon.
He hails from Charlotte, North Carolina, racing for New Type Cycling. Please welcome Jared Stacy.
Brand new team came together for 2026. One Heart Racing, currently sitting 9th in our overall standings. He's out of Colombia, Mateo Garcia. Our next rider has been a sensation in many of our races. He's currently sitting 6th in our overall standings. He's out of Colombia as well, coming off an 8th place last night. He's only 20 years old, racing for La Parrilla, Johan Gomez.
Up next, he was a winner at Athens. He was also the winner in Suwannee. Ladies and gentlemen, he's in 5th overall, and he's your current U.S. National Crit Champion, racing for Team Cadence. Welcome, Lucas Burgoyne.
Our next rider's only sitting 30 points from third place. Currently sitting fourth in our overall standings. Riding for the Cliff Family Foundation, coming out of Suwanee, Georgia, Preston I.
He has won 3 of our 8 races here at USACRITS. He is out of Argentina, racing for Foundation. Welcome, Marcos Mendez.
This next rider in one fell swoop just jumped up to second overall. He's your winner last night. Please welcome the Colombian, Brian Gomez.
He's been top 10 every single race. Consistency pays off at USACRITS. Currently residing first overall in your Jack Rue overall leaders jersey. Out of Uruguay, please welcome Leonel Rodriguez. Don't even need to say it. Rest of the guys to the line. Brian, scooch over just a little bit, buddy.
Riders all coming up to the line. We are 1 minute out. 1 minute out. Gentlemen, free laps are over with 5 laps to go. No more free laps with 5 laps to go. Neutral service at the top of the hill on the right-hand side where the blue tint is. If you have a mechanical, a crash, a flat tire, head over there to be able to take your free lap. Do not ride backwards on the course. You can cut the course. And immediately afterwards, top 3 will have your podium for the day. Top 3 overall and top 3 in our team classification all coming up. You're going for 75 minutes. That's right, 75-minute race as we're getting ready to be able to kick you off. Waiting for final confirmation from our officials and our timers to be able to kick things off.
Sterling, you guys are starting, right? All right, and our official starters is going to be from Riazi, Ryan, and Swain. The Swain family and its extended family is going to be our official starter tonight. Welcome, Sterling and family, and thank you very much. Hey, Winston, you guys ready? Hey, it's too cold for you guys to be quiet. Are you ready? Timers ready. Officials ready. Riders, we're going to go in 3, 2, 1. Preem on the first lap. Preem. And as we say in the South, they gone.
Battling it out right now. We got a red jersey versus a pink jersey. That's the crowd favorite. It says we're waiting for our first lap preem. Money on the line. It'll be interesting to see who goes for it. Anybody starting on that front row. How much of an advantage is it to be able to start on a front row in a rain, damp, slick criterium like this, Lauren?
Huge advantage, Frankie. All you have to do is stay at the front. You don't have to fight for position. And it is crucial to get those call-ups. And I'm sure you guys have been bribed a couple of times to ask for a call-up or two. Not that you've ever taken it, but I'm sure it's happened. How many times have you gotten an email or a phone call like, hey, one more call-up?
Daily. Hey,
It's
Chad,
crucial.
I hear you're commentating X-rays. Can I get a call-up? No, I don't control that.
Once again, I'm Frankie Andreu alongside of Lauren Hall and Chad Andrews. Race number 8 of our Winston-Salem Cycling Classic. It's race number 8 of the USACRITS series as we're here in Winston-Salem for the Gears and Guitars. Live bands all night long, and Gomez picking up that first victory. Got to be able to watch out for him a little bit later on. He has been on a roll as Brian Gomez continuing to be able to do well. Been on the podium many times.
You know what his quote to me last night was? Chad, I feel good. Yeah, clearly. He looks strong right now. And again, this course has got Brian Gomez written all over it. He loves these punchy power climbs.
Yeah, Brian Gomez in the last 4 races has been top 3. He's been on the podium, and then because of that, end up being on the top podium for those last 4 races. He's moved up into 2nd overall, so keep an eye on him. And if we're looking at previous winners here, back in 2025, it was Juan Arango who picked up first place, Robin Carpenter in 2nd. Alfredo Rodriguez is a 2-time winner, the very fast sprinter, winning in 24 and in 2022. Simon Daniels picking up the win in 2023, and I talked about 2021 being a 2-day race. Wolfgang Brandl picking up day number 1, and Spencer Movinzada winning on day number 2. Many days it's been in the breakaway, some days it's been a group sprint, but it's always been a dwindled group.
Already have an issue for our current Crit National Champion. He's looked like he just had a flat tire or something, a ginger pull right off the course.
Yeah, Lucas is in a whole spot of mess right there.
He's got a front flat.
So that Stars and Stripes jersey, he's able to wear that because he's your current U.S. Pro National Criterium champion. And right now he's going to be able to go into the pit and be able to take a free lap. Rest of the riders coming by out of the saddle. That's Leonel Rodriguez, your current overall leader. He's trying to be able to break this race apart. He wants to be able to try to be able to battle a smaller group than a bigger group. And I'm telling you, yesterday, he was very aggressive, Leonel Rodriguez, following a lot of moves. He was tail gunning the last 5 laps, and I think he ended up like 7th. And so he's got to be careful about doing too much too soon, especially on a 75-minute race.
You know what he did just then? This is a first, and I may have missed it in the women's race. He was going so hard up this climb that every single one of the racers was out of the saddle climbing the hill. And that's rare. Normally you can power up it if the pace is good, but Lauren, every single racer was up and out of the saddle. And Leonel Rodriguez is causing all sorts of chaos.
This hill is going to definitely dictate this race tonight. Anybody pushing the pace at the front, you already see a massive gap in the field. There's not but about 40, 30 guys right here at the front. The rest are just fighting back to get back to the group. Chaos already, guys.
Looks like it's raining on that side of the course. A bit foggy, misty, chilly, cool. And right now, Leonel Rodriguez could care less about that. Uruguay's finest national champion is just taking a beat stick to this race.
Hey, I know Lauren Kamansky over there could tell you that this is a good day in Belgium. In Belgium.
Wow. This is actually a balmy day in Belgium. And we don't have cow poop flying all over you. I mean, you're good. Roads that are about as wide as Frankie. We're going to do a point sprint. Oh, okay. All right, gentlemen, $100 cash free. Compliments of Riazi, Ryan, and Swain. Preem on the next lap. Preem on the next lap. Come on, Soliday, dig!
Yeah, we're going to show that point standings after this point sprint. We'll show the overall point sprint, but just to give you a little bit of a heads up, there's only 48 points between Brian Gomez to the lead, and there's only 5 points between teammates Marcos Mendez and Brian Gomez, and then Preston I sitting 32 points back from third. So in other words, Leonel Rodriguez, after 8 races, does not have this wrapped up. He's got to be careful, and doesn't have to be able to worry about the win. He just needs to be able to worry about the riders on foundation. If he can follow the foundation riders, he'll be able to protect his overall lead. But if he does too much, this is a hard course. You will pay the price later on.
It sounds easy in theory, but as we saw last night, Foundation team just stacked the front and controlled the last bits of that race. And Brian Gomez basically had such an easy ride into the finish. We'll see if they can't do that again tonight.
I've got a sneaky suspicion that you're going to see red and black and gray and white all over the front of this bike race. It is Foundation and Caden Cyclery. And tucked in there is Rodriguez. All right, you guys, a point sprint on the next lap. Point sprint, point sprint. Point sprint on the next lap, Lauren. Brian Gomez, another hard lap on the front.
We have the accountants across the way for Foundation keeping check on us. Don't worry, Frankie wrote it down. He's good for it. Somebody's got to pay the bills.
Oh, I got a little dripping over here. I don't know what's going on. Wrecking all my papers here. One thing that's common with many of the teams is that all the money that they win in the preems and in the finals, they pool it all together. All the money that is won goes into one pot, and then they split it evenly between the team members that are at the race. And so this is what promotes that teamwork. A little bit later on, you're going to see riders sacrificing themselves, trying to be able to help their sprinter to have a good chance at winning the bike race. The only reason that happens is because everybody gets an even split of the money. That's how that teamwork aspect works right there. Wait to be able to see our riders come around again. Points up for grabs. Very close competition. Second, third, and fourth, all going to be battling it out, trying to be able to pick up points at our first sprint. Points go 5 places deep, 10, 7, 5, 3, and 2. Preston I sitting in second, so he knows what's on the line. One rider just off the front in that light blue jersey trying to be able to pick up points as well. That'll be 10 points for this first rider. Little glance over the shoulder as Marcos Mendez, I believe, is going to get second on that. And that's Mendez going through with that number 1. Preston I in third, and then Leonel Rodriguez and Burgoyne back in the race with the Stars and Stripes jersey, reacting to the situation.
Just an absolute throttle fest. Mendez and I, followed by Burgoyne, riders' names that we've been talking about this entire race series. They are poking around, looking at each other. Here comes a counterattack by Foundation. You know they're going to be full alarm, and Fetzer trying to make clean. Now Preston I is waving his hand like he just don't care, as we've got 2 Foundation with Fetzer in the chase.
Look out, strung out in a single file. Whoa, what a great drone shot. That's the figure 8 going underneath the bridge as these guys are in a single file line, tire to tire, trying to be able to keep up with each other. The speed going at about 30 miles an hour as they're making their way around. And again, Foundation controlling things in the front of this bike race. As they know what they have on the line, they got to be able to pick up some points to be able to get in front of your overall leader. Wearing that orange Jackaroo jersey, Leonel Rodriguez. And really, Leonel is here by himself. He doesn't have any teammates, as Luke Fetzer looking over his shoulder as more riders come through. So remember, every lap led, you gain a point, and that was Gomez just picking up another point just for leading the lap.
Frankie, I guess the question now becomes, how do you play this if you're Foundation? Do you just keep trying to stack the top and try to wear down Leonel? That is the only thing I can think of that will overtake him, and it's got to be full-on attack, attack, attack by Foundation.
I was gonna say, I know you asked Frankie, but I was gonna agree with that. You have the numbers, so you play the numbers game, and you've got Brian Gomez. Sit him in the pocket, let him enjoy the ride today.
Leonel Rodriguez, so he's currently sitting about 20 riders back, but I mean, if he wants to ride smart, all he's got to do, and it's not easy when I say this, is just follow Gomez or Marcos Mendez. Not worry about anybody else going up the road because nobody else really is a threat. And if he can just follow one of them, he's going to be fine. But he needs to figure this out on his own as he's out here by himself. And the red and white jerseys all over the front of the race. Winston-Salem doing a fantastic job. They had one of their best races yesterday at our Streets of Fire Criterium. They're looking to be able to continue that momentum here on day number 2.
You've got a team like Team Cadence, who, quite frankly, isn't a threat to the overall, but they're a threat to the wins. They are a very big wild card in today's race. I don't know if they're just going to race for the win, period, nonstop. Now, the other riders are trying to race for the win and for the overall. So you're going to get a complicated mess as we get into 45 minutes. And when I say a mess, I mean a good mess, especially for you fans.
And especially as we're seeing the course dry up in certain sections and then it's completely wet in others. So position is going to be crucial. Having the numbers is going to be crucial, not just halfway or during points, but during the entire race.
That's Gomez picking up another point. Mendez sitting in about 4th position. Luke Fetzer in 3rd. Things have calmed down a little bit. They've had a little bit of a chance for the group to be able to bunch back up together. So a little bit of a calm right now. Those first 5 laps going ballistic. We ringing the bell for the preems. Waiting to be able to see what's going to happen a little bit later on. Roads starting to be able to dry up as well as the rain seems to have held off temporarily as riders right now spread out across the road.
Team Cadence in the gray and black, ever present right around the red and black of Foundation. Oh, there goes Foundation, Lauren. Sorry, stole your thunder, but they're on the attack, and we said it.
Oh, that's Maddox Simmons. Something happened to him. He was 3rd place yesterday, and now Maddox Simmons finds himself on the side of the road. He's in no rush, it looks like, to try to be able to get to the pit, but a great race yesterday for the youngster, and now finding himself in a little bit of trouble. We saw that same with the Stars and Stripes jersey in the first 2 laps. Free lap still available. Just got to be able to make yourself and be able to get yourself to the pit. But he's on the other side of the barriers right now as we see Foundation on the front and Cadence as Lucas Burgoyne trying to be able to push the pace.
My question is how to get on that side of the fence. That's the bigger question here.
Or why isn't he making an effort to get to the pit? Like, he's so frustrated. Something has either happened to his bike and they don't have access to anything in the pit. I mean, you've got neutral service there, but surely get there.
The 2 Lucases on the front right now, Fetzer and Burgoyne. The rest of the riders following up right behind. So that's starting to be able to string it out again. Remember how it was bunched up? Well, that's game over. Sitting on the back of the group right now is going to be Sam Calvert with the racing division in the purple jersey. He's tagging on. Not an easy course to be able to latch onto the back of the group and stay on the back of the group. That's Clever Martinez, the Venezuelan rider that has now made him up to the front. The dangerous thing with Foundation is they have so many good sprinters on that. Marcos Mendez, really good sprinter. Clever Martinez, Brian Gomez. I mean, honestly, Lucas Gagay is not bad at sprinting either. Sometimes you have the sprinters doing the lead-outs for the other sprinters, but it's a very versatile team. And right now, soft pedaling. Many of the riders sitting on the front, nobody wants to be able to take control right now because they know the length of this race. They know the hill at the finish line will take its toll. So riders trying to be able to save their legs. And What a difference in the way we've been seeing Lucas Burgoyne race as well. He used to tail gun all the time, riding in the back, playing games, and now he realizes this is a whole nother level up, a whole nother step up when you're competing at the USA Crit level. So he's paying attention, riding near the front.
And if you're watching us on the live stream, that temperature of 55 degrees, it feels like it's like 30 degrees colder than that.
For us, it's cold, but for them, it's a perfect temperature. That optimal 50, 60 degrees, perfect.
The old saying is you want to start chilly and cold when you race the bike.
Now Danny Summerhill with a hand in the air on the radio right there. These guys are having all kinds of problems today.
Yep, Aaron Whitman for Team New Type. First across that line, gets a point.
Chad, I believe New Type Cycling is a brand new team out of Charlotte area?
Brand new to the USACRITS, yes.
Out of Charlotte?
Out of Charlotte.
Riding on the front, but not staying on the front. Many of these riders want to be able to stay in a good position, be able to pick their own line. A lot of tactics and strategy going on. I think they're waiting for somebody else to be the aggressor. Foundation comfortable with where they're at, as they're going to put that aggressive behavior a little bit later on. Looking at our overall, we talked about Leonel Rodriguez, but look how close second, third, and fourth are. And again, Brian Gomez and Marcos Mendez, both from the same team of Foundation. Preston I needs to be careful as well, but Leonel Rodriguez, they can definitely get after him. That rider that doesn't have any teammates out here. Lucas Burgoyne sitting a little bit further down. Remember, Lucas has won 2 of our USA Crit races. And then we have the young 20-year-old Johan Gomez, who's been flying up the rankings over the last 3 races. Cade Bickmore not here because of a broken collarbone he sustained at a training last week. And then we got Jordan Parra and Martea Garcia Castaneda with Lucas Gade rounding out our top 10.
Luke Ferris of the Cheney Windows and Doors put in a big effort on the back side of this course. Unfortunately getting called right here at the line, but wanting to stay up front and represent his team up there. These counterattacks now going, you got to be careful. And the screen right there, looks like that's Danny Summerhill. He was having an issue earlier.
Summerhill even sitting up, not wanting to go alone, and you don't usually see that very often. Normally Danny Summerhill likes to be very aggressive. I think that gives a little bit of an indication of what Cadence wants to be able to do, is keep this group together. They think they can set up Lucas Burgoyne, and Burgoyne can win on this uphill sprint. He is extremely fast. This is not too steep a climb for him to be able to tackle. Preston I just kind of coasting in the back of this group as well. When it got fast, Preston I moved up, and when it gets slow, he drifts a little bit further back. And again, look how they're spread out across the road. The shape of the group is key to how hard they're going. If it's single file, they're going hard. And if it's spread out across the road, that means they're going a little bit easier, trying to be able to see what everybody's going to be able to do. This also can be the time when accidents happen, when it's all bunched up, right? Riders start to be able to peek into the spots that aren't available. They bump shoulders, rub elbows, and that's when the overlapping of the wheels can happen, because it's so tightly packed and everybody trying to be able to get into the front at the same time.
All right, we have some money up here, and we're going to see if we can't shake up this group. Let's see if we can overturn the apple cart, entice these guys to race a little bit harder. We're going to give away $100 on this next lap. $100 preem, guys. $100 preem next lap. $100 preem, what you got?
$100 preem, $100 preem, $100 preem. Sam Calvert still sitting on the back, number 20 in that purple jersey. Keep an eye on him. Question is he back there on purpose, or is he back there because he doesn't have a choice? Can Sam Calvert move up? That's what I'm not sure. Is he feeling good and just trying to be able to stay as rested as possible, or is he suffering? I got a feeling he's feeling pretty good, because right now the pace has not been high as different riders taking their time and taking their turn coming up to the front of the bike race.
I would say being on the back on this climb would be pretty difficult, because as soon as they crest the climb, you have to put in twice as much effort just to stay with the group as the group is accelerating off of that ascension. I wouldn't be back there if I had the choice. A lot of looking around, no one really wanting to push the pace too terribly much. Team Winston-Salem is on the front of this race, looking for those next attacks. Will it be Foundation Cycling?
Pace starting to be able to pick up as Marcos Mendez starting to be able to get up onto the front. Foundation starting to be able to, look at them, they sat up, they gapped them, trying to be able to let him have a gap. So Foundation, now we got a rider trying to be able to come around. Can he close it down in 2 turns? Marcos Mendez now, we rang the bell for $100. He looks under his shoulder and he knows he's got it. So Mendez, is he gonna sit up or is he gonna keep going? And there's your answer. He's gonna keep going.
And Apollo Maldonado is with him, followed by Shannon Hempstead and Brian Gomez. And that's a great Jones shot again. So cool. So, talking about Foundation, let's see if I can remember. Jordan Parra has got to win. Gomez got to win. Clever, I don't think has got to win during USACRITS. Marcos Mendez has got to win. 3 wins, so 3. I was trying to do it from here, but since I'm 60, I need help.
These are also the accountants and the knowledge givers.
There
68.
we go. We got
he said he's 68, so toughen up, Chad.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go back to Sunny King Criterium, they got first and second with Mendez and Clever Martinez, and then Mendez won in LaGrange, Mendez won in Greenville. Brian Gomez was second in Greenville, second at Spartanburg.
Jeez.
Gomez was third in Highline, and then he picked up the win with first and second between Gomez and Mendez and Winston-Salem. So Foundation definitely has been very dominant in our USA Crit Series in 2026.
Shannon Hempstead right here on the front for Piedmont Cycling. He covered the move and wanting to continue that pace.
Yeah, look at the difference in the shape of the group. Now it's a little bit more in a single file line. So Hempstead starting to be able to make some other riders suffer in the back of the group, and then that downhill very fast as you're going to see them coming around. It's going to be in one long line. Instead of a bunched up group, look for the single file line as they come around that final turn as Hempstead continues to be out of the saddle on the way up.
This kid is punching a ticket to a trade team right now. What a brilliant ride. And back here, all you see is the back end of somebody's body. You're just like, I'm never going to see the front if they don't slow down. How is that building holding like that? That's pretty cool.
Marcos Mendez trying to be able to get on the radio to be able to call for a little bit of support, make sure he's not alone in the front. That's Lucas Gagay in those blue shoes, can spot him. The Argentinian not only coming around, but going on the attack as well. So Lucas Gagay now starting to be able to attack, trying to be able to split this race apart. So Foundation continues to apply the pressure over and over and over. Cadence able to respond to it with that under 23 national champion. Excuse me, no, that might be Danny Summerhill. So now Danny Summerhill, he didn't want to go up the road by himself, but he doesn't have a problem having a little bit of help. And that's the situation right now with Cadence and Foundation with a 3-second gap.
Just a status update. We've lost a third of the field already. Done.
That purple and white jersey got Preston I. That's that Cliff Family Foundation team. Preston I sitting a little bit further back. It's one of his teammates that's riding up there, trying to be able to bring things back. That's going to be Andrew Jeanette. Remember, Andrew was your overall sprint competition winner in the American Criterium Cup.
Well, Danny's getting word from what to do next, and these guys are having a discussion, and clearly they don't like what they feel or see, so they're going to pull the plug on their move.
Reset, see if foundation doesn't go again. It's all about the timing. As soon as you bring one of your teammates back, the next one has to go.
And for those of you who are watching us on the live stream, you just saw on the top of that building a little geographical information. You see Wake Forest, and you're like, well, wait a minute, Wake Forest is in Wake Forest, North Carolina. Nope, the University of Wake Forest moved many years ago to Winston-Salem. So, if you're trying to wonder why Wake Forest is here in Winston-Salem, there's your answer. It moved from the triangle over to the triad many years ago.
"13 years of the Winston-Salem Cycling Classic. Gears and Guitars with our live music. Used to have a fantastic road race, a UCI road race, well-attended, a very international field, and now two of the greatest criteriums around. Three-place preem, three-place preem, three-place preem. Three-place preem on the line. Next lap, three-place preem. Sitting on the back, that's Preston I think, sitting last place right there.
What a beautiful day in Belgium. All right, so Gomez, his tire decided to give up. So now he's gonna have to go get a new wheel. He's got a flat tire, and is he gonna be penalized for that? Well, the fact that he has to stop and relax for a second, that's about the only penalty, because the free lap rule, we have plenty of laps left to go. He's gonna get fixed up and pushed right back into the peloton when he comes back around. That's why we call it the free lap rule.
Yeah, you're not penalized for having a little bit of bad luck, a crash or a flat tire again, but all that ends with 5 laps to go, where you can sit out for that 1 lap, re-enter the race and race for victory alongside of everybody else. So Gomez, one of the strong men, and again, Gomez sitting second in those overall standings, now finding himself in the pit. So he's not going to be eligible for the preem. 3-place preem, money going to the top 3 guys that cross the line.
One of the reasons you want to be near the front is so you can control where your front wheel goes. If you're in the middle of the pack, you're kind of just at the mercy of where everyone else goes, and that could be a problem come one of Brian Gomez's flat tires. If that is an issue, you got to get pushed into the junk. There you go. There's some money on the line.
Marco Mendez.
Foundation's gonna be buying drinks for everybody tonight, eh?
Dinner's on Foundation tonight. And here goes your beautiful Flow BMW pace car. What a great shot that is to lead moto. Mendez shut down. Preston I is playing a curious game of tail gunning right now. Okay, we've got a little tiny baby gap starting to form here. Well, that was curious.
Yeah, nothing like Danny Summerhill's teammate bringing him back. And you can see these guys will actually look at the big screen to see how far back and who's chasing them. So that wasn't the plan.
Introducing Flow Rewards,
Your
the
teammate.
exclusive rewards program for Flow Automotive customers. With Flow Rewards, every vehicle purchase and service visit earns you points towards future maintenance on your vehicle. To start earning and redeeming Flow Rewards points, download Flow Garage, make an account, and add your vehicle. If your account is already set up with your vehicle, you'll start earning rewards automatically. Add family members to your household to earn Flow Rewards points together. Don't miss out. Download the Flow Garage app to start earning Flow Rewards today.
Group of three, one coming across, brings the entire peloton up. Foundation still trying to make or break. Just doesn't have the right mix.
Riders right now seeing 28 laps to go. As our lap card showing 28 laps to go. Remember, it's a 75-minute race. They've already done enough laps where the officials have been able to figure out how much longer. Once they do the last 28 laps, it'll work out to be about a 75-minute race. A little bit of pause, a little bit of coasting going on in the front. Different riders with an opportunity now to be able to move up and get into a little bit better position. It's always easier riding in the front than riding in the back, but it's harder to be able to stay in the front. And that's why you're going to see a lot of the strong guys that are able to be able to stay up there as they're coming around turn number 3 right now. A very wide road before they take one of those turners to be able to start on the gradual downhill. Going in towards turn number 5. That's Brandon Fury on the far left-hand side, having some pretty good form just recently, winning the overall at the Fat and Skinny Tire Fest in Indiana. That was a 3-day race that he was able to pick up that overall win. Different riders now attacking the red and white of Foundation all over the front. The light blue jerseys are the grayish jerseys. That is of Cadence Cyclery, the team out of Texas, that joined forces with Waldo Racing, the team out of Florida, to try to make a power squad. And that's the team that Lucas Burgoyne and the Stars and Stripes jersey is a part of.
Frankie, the interesting thing of this course, you're watching them smash it up the hill, string it out, but then they basically have 2 long descending turns, and that's where you're getting this washing machine effect. So essentially, any work that you've done to have a good position through this climb is negated on the backside. So positioning tonight is extremely difficult.
Light blue jersey of Cheney Windows and Doors. That's going to be Luke Ferris who's on the attack right now. Out of the saddle on the uphill. They just came through seeing 27 laps to go. Roads are drying up a little bit. Corners are drying up a little bit. That's a good sign for the riders as they're going to get a little bit more accustomed to what kind of speed they can tackle some of these turns. That's Lucas Gaudet sitting in second position in that red and white jersey. And then another rider in third, which I didn't quite catch to be able to see who that is. And you can see immediately when the speed picks up, it definitely gets to a single file line very quickly. I'm going to guess there's about 30 riders left in this race. That's it. Hard race, fast race, difficult race. Many riders having to be able to quit, as I think there's about 30 riders remaining here on day number 2 of our Winston-Salem Cycling Classic.
Tough for those guys, but so much fun for us to watch.
A little bit of a separation. 4 riders now making their way up. 5 riders, excuse me, trying to go across the gap. That's going to be number 4. That's Lucas Gaudet. Then the rest of the riders strung out. A single file line. Rider going into the pit. I think it's number 29, if I'm not mistaken. Samuel Frohenholtz from New Type Cycling having a flat tire on that uphill, as we just saw 26 laps to go.
Foundation countering their own attack. Want to stack the break and always want to be represented in the break.
I will say this, so far for Leonel Rodriguez in the orange Jackaroo Leaders jersey, it's been a great race. All the attacking, but the group is still together. For Leonel, he's comfortable with that. Now, one thing to remember is Leonel Rodriguez, he's not that comfortable in a massive group. He doesn't like the battle for position. He's not comfortable with that fight for position. That rider coming out from Uruguay, he would rather win from a small group, and that's how he won a couple. Actually, that's how he's been on the podium in some of the earlier USA Crit races. So we might see him attacking a little bit later on, but right now, so far, he's doing a great job of controlling Foundation and not letting them get too far up the road.
This group is not working well together. You see the flick of the elbow. No one coming around except a counter attack by Cadence.
Looked like Fetzer on the attack. Your current U23 National Criterium champion. He is so fast, but he's done so much work for his team. I'm hoping that they give him an opportunity to fly. And if you get Team Cadence up the road and Foundation up the road, it could be curtains.
Lucas Gaudet and Luke Fetzer, 2 strong riders you don't want to let go.
Yep, you got Gaudet and Fetzer equally matched, equally powerful. Looks like Cliff Family Drifters. Now, I'm not sure. It's really up to Team Winston-Salem to chase. Cliff Family also to chase. And Leonel is just surfing, man. He is just, as Stuart Scott would say, if you're a fan of him, even though he did go to Carolina, he's as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Nice shot of our pace car right there, brought to you by Flow Automotive. As Lucas Gaudet, Fetzer sitting on. I wonder if Fetzer's working at all, or has he been sitting on the entire time? Cliff Family Foundation on the front right now, trying to be able to bring it back. Remember, they got a rider in the top 3 as Preston I, or top 4 with Preston I, sitting 4th in the overall standings, not that far behind 3rd. Now we do see Fetzer from Cadence Cycling applying pressure, seeing if he can break the rest of the group.
Frankie, let's just see what happens to the break When Cliff Family and Team Winston-Salem come off the front, let's see if that gap doesn't jump to like 20 seconds.
Points, points, points. USA Crit, point sprint, point sprint. Keep ringing that bell. Point sprint, point sprint, point sprint. USA Crit, point sprint. Riders, points up for grabs, points.
Now the gap is only at like 4 or 5 seconds. Like I said, let's watch and see when Winston-Salem and Cliff Family pulls off what happens to the gap.
Mason
Well, they
Schofield
just
was
sat up.
Mason Schofield was on the front. Danny Summerhill was right on his wheel, but just didn't have enough steam with the two of those guys.
I don't know. Very interesting. Now,
This
where's the
hill's
counter?
hard. This hill is extremely hard, guys.
Looks easy to me. Oh, now they've got, this is like somebody dropped water on an anthill. They're scattered everywhere. All right, Team Winston-Salem now going to the front.
Next attack right there. Foundation Cycling Team taking the inside. Who's going to go with them, guys?
Now I see that Summerhill, Gomez, and I trying to get up the road, and they're separated by about 4 bike lengths apiece. Boy, this is going to cause a little bit of alarm bells. Why? Because this is 4 points. F-O-R, not F-O-U-R. So it's 10, 7, 5, 3, and 2. Gomez, 10 points. I, 7. Summerhill with 5. Marcos Mendez with 3. And Leonel Rodriguez with 2 puntos. Más o menos. How do you get a tree to fall? You just keep hacking away at it with an axe. And that's exactly what's unfolding here.
Yeah, big points come at the finish. 200 points available at that finish line. 190, then 180, 175, 170, and so on down the line. So Leonel Rodriguez, though, he got his lead because he picked up bonus points along the way in some of the earlier USA Crit sprints. In fact, he has picked up almost 100 extra points throughout the races, putting him in that orange Jack Crew leaders jersey. Gomez with a flick of the elbow. Everybody else looking around. Nobody wants the front. I don't know who Gomez is yelling at. I mean, if Gomez doesn't want to ride the front, why should anybody else want to ride the front?
Well, and the hard thing is, what's the point of riding so hard when you guys are just going to keep attacking us? You're not going to get any help.
This is definitely becoming an opportunist bike race. If you can take advantage of a situation where it's single file, threaded out, we do a preem, it comes back together and a counterattack goes, that's the only way I think somebody's going to get up the road. Up the hill they come, a little skip there, but we got Rodriguez. He is stamping his approval. Taking a look back, he and Brian Gomez both look back to see what the damage was done, and there was none. So they go back to the peloton, and everybody's back racing clearly again. Feliz cumpleaños a ti. All right, so we've got a rider that's on Foundation, it's his birthday today. Caris, 41 años. All right, Leonel Rodriguez on the front first lap when they came back around, followed by Gomez and Folly.
Going solo right now, that is going to be number 14. Look at that light blue jersey. He's got about a 5-second gap. One of his teammates sitting on the front. Here we go as Brian Gomez now decides to be able to go across the gap. Preston I trying to be able to react to it. Big power coming from Gomez. That's exactly what he did yesterday with a lap to go to be able to pick up the victory at our Streets of Fire race here in Winston-Salem on day number 1. Laps to go showing 21 laps to go.
Foundation is definitely taking their chances by getting up the road, but Cadence is not playing the game. They're sitting on, not pulling through, definitely wanting this now to come back to a field sprint, not putting in a full effort to keep these breakaways away, which can be really frustrating. But you gotta keep trying. But you're not gonna want to take a Cadence rider up the road for the sprint finish.
Well, Leonel Rodriguez needs to worry about this right now. I mean, if you don't want to let Brian Gomez get too far up the road, because that's the rider that's sitting second in the overall standings. Right now, unofficially, I have him as 1,599 points. Leonel Rodriguez with 1,639 points. If Mendez or Gomez wins, Leonel Rodriguez needs to place in the top 9 or top 10 in order to keep his overall lead. Now, that is doable for him, but why take the chance? And again, Gomez, look at him. He's not waiting around. Fetzer's sitting on the wheel, and now everybody else starting to be able to move up. And Leonel Rodriguez, the rider out of Uruguay with the orange Jack Crew Leaders jersey, currently 5th in line, so he's definitely paying attention.
Preem on the next lap, guys. Preem on the next lap. Coming through. Preem on the next lap. Preem to you guys. Next lap. Preem. Here we go. These guys are coming down the home stretch looking for a little cash on the line. Danny Summerhill is going to sweep that up.
Summerhill, Martinez, Andrew Giniat, Porterfield, and Tiesler.
Look at the gap. Big gaps opened up. That's top 5 up there. So a little bit of a pause with all the riders. They're all looking for somebody else to be able to do the work.
That's it. That's one of the bigger moves of the night. It's got a better chance than none. I don't know why. A bit confusing there, but we'll let them figure it out. Looks like we got a group of about 7 or 8.
Foundation stacking this break just a little bit, about to put 2 up the road.
Guys starting to feel tired, so they're looking for somebody else to be able to do a little bit of the work, looking for somebody else to be able to do the chasing. That's what's given the opportunity for that breakaway to be able to get up the road. 75 minutes of racing. The fatigue definitely is starting to set in.
Laps left to go when they come back around. It's a perfect move. Like we said earlier, take advantage of the infighting going on between the teams.
And it's happening, man. Look at that. All over the road, looking at each other, throwing the hands in the air.
Nice opportunity for the main field to be able to catch back up. Now we got one rider going away solo.
And again, he's getting the benefit of the infighting going on between those 5 riders. So Gabe Porterfield right there. Tiesler said, I had enough. I'm not going to let you guys monkey around with my chance of winning this race.
And Cheney Windows has really set that break up nicely. They also had another rider in that break, so sending one off the front is a brilliant move. Wanting to know if Foundation and Cadence are going to fight back and forth. Those guys are going to take advantage. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Nice shot with our drone. We got one rider just dangling off the front, but the chase is on. Look at it, single file. It's going so fast, the gaps are opening up. Look at that, 4 riders back. A gap has opened up. Foundation having to go around it. And more gaps opening up right behind that as they're trying to be able to tuck in, trying to be able to stay in the draft. Gomez taking the gutter to be able to move up around 5 riders. That's Brandon Fury. Nice shot of him in that yellow jersey. Leonel Rodriguez as well. But Gabe Porterfield going away solo right now.
And again, Frankie, you nailed it. It's him taking advantage. Cheney is not involved in the overall. Matter of fact, they haven't won a single USACRITS race. They've dumped themselves in 1 or 2 times here and there, but now they're here in Winston-Salem for the finals to try to grab a victory.
That's about one of the biggest gaps we've seen all night. Nothing has gotten away.
Time gap unofficially about 8 seconds. 8 seconds. Look at him. He's powering up. Every single time we hit the uphill, the riders attack, trying to be able to bring him back. And this time it's going to be Jules Van Kempen.
Great move right there by Jules, realizing everybody was relaxing. He took an opportunity and just absolutely slammed it into 5th gear. Tell you what, something goes right now, it could be it. All right, Preston I's got a little renaissance here. Feeling better. He's climbing his way back up to the front. Again, Preston's sitting high up in the overall. He didn't feel great yesterday, it would appear. Today he's feeling a little bit better.
A heck of an effort by Gabe, but yep, like you just said, like just wasn't enough.
All right, let's add pain to this. $100 cash preem from Briazzi, Ron, and Swaim. $100 cash preem. 100, 100, 100.
Every year Jack Crew innovates. Working with Jack Crew has been so incredible for Project Echelon over these last years. As a team focused on aerodynamics and the speed of racing increases every year, not only do they take our feedback, they use and provide us real opportunities to test their products. That includes validating their top-of-the-line XPO fabric in the wind tunnel and real-time data using professional riders.
XPO race suits is really at the cutting edge of anything in the market right now. Just class-leading aerodynamics, fit, comfort. I've just been really impressed with it so far.
All right, here we go for some money right here. Got number 33 cashing in, looking over his shoulder, see if that brake can't stay away. Preston taking that money.
Preston, followed by Clever Martinez, followed by Danny Summerhill and Jensen Cervetti from Team Winston-Salem. Boy, we have got a serious stalemate unfolding here.
Well, it's not from a lack of trying. Attack after attack. We've seen it all day. I like that these guys do not give up. Just nothing can stay away.
Up and out of saddle, Martinez.
Riders 11 laps to go. Lap card showing 11 to go. 11 laps to go.
Good Day is having a day, man. He's on the attack again for Foundation.
One rider who paid a lot of attention in the first 5-6 laps. He was all over the front. Had a little bit of a problem, but now he's just been sitting in and being patient is Lucas Burgoyne. He's been sitting in, kind of just waiting for his team to control things, and we've seen that. Danny Summerhill's been riding on the front. Luke Fetzer's been riding on the front. Burgoyne sitting in, getting a little bit of the itch to see if he can win here in Winston-Salem. That would be a big win for him.
Looks like Danny Summerhill needs a chiropractor. He's been up stretching that pack, turning left and right. And Lucas, man, I don't think he can get any further. That's the farthest I've ever seen him back in a bike race. It's just kind of like they're slowly rolling off the front. It's like, well, do we go now?
It's whoever has the most momentum going through
Yeah,
the
right.
downhill
It's like,
turns.
who's carrying the most momentum out of a turn? Boy, they have totally neutralized each other. I mean, big time.
Yeah, I don't want to call it negative racing because it's part of the tactics, but yes, definitely neutralizing each other. There are certain riders that do not want to ride with other riders, and they don't want to be able to get into a breakaway. Some riders want to get into a breakaway because they want to win from a small group. Other teams are trying to keep the group together. So every time someone attacks, they follow it, and then they sit on, and they don't help, and that shuts everything down as we're going to be seeing 10 laps to go.
And time is running out for anybody to overtake Mendez right now. I mean, excuse me, Rodriguez. "33 laps in the book. Visit Winston-Salem. Look forward to traveling back." I mean, I don't dare to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. This looks pedestrian right now.
I would not say that. Why don't you try and do this climb for an hour?
That's why I'm sitting here and they're there. No, but in truth be told, as Danny stretches for the 40th time, it is. I mean, it's not negative racing. It's just complimentary racing to the status of where we are in the USACRITS.
Well, compared to what they've been doing all race, they've just attacked each other, and there's nothing left. They're now just counting down these laps, knowing that we've got a couple of sprints ahead of us, the Gambler's Preem, the Points Preem. They know those are there, and then they've got the finish.
Well, a couple of the biggest teams, they have some of the fastest sprinters. I mean, Foundation believes they can win because they've done it before with, you know, Gomez and Marcos Mendez. Cadence believes they can win because they have Lucas Burgoyne and even Luke Fetzer. So both of the strongest teams in the race, they both believe they can win from a group sprint. They got pretty aggressive last night. We saw a little pushing and shoving. Hopefully it doesn't come to that again today on day number 2. Do you know it's the 17th year of the USACRITS Series? 8 races in 2026. As we're going to be ringing a bell right now for a $100 Preem. Riders, $100 Preem, $100 Preem, $100 Preem. Money, 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 money. I think on the front with that black jersey with that pink sleeve, that is going to be Johan Gomez riding for La Paria, the young 20-year-old out of Colombia. Picked up an 8th place last night. He's a former mountain bike national champion as well. And that's him on the front right there with that pink sleeve. Very good at fighting for positions. Got good, strong legs for the sprint as well. Doesn't have any teammates. He's been doing this solo, and he's been very productive. Look who's sitting on the back, Sam Calvert. Not sure if that's Calvert or if that's going to be number 29, Samuel Fruenholtz. Going to have to figure that out. Man, I cannot believe how much they have been spread out across the road. They have been wide, 4 or 5 across, more than a single file line, so very different It's going to get tricky. A lot of fresh legs. I mean, there's a lot of guys that quit, but when it's not going as hard as it usually is, there's a lot of fresh legs that are left in the race.
Yeah, and again, we're talking about the course and how hard this course is. Essentially, when they smash it up this climb and push across and they turn right, there are two long descending straightaways, essentially. So you have to figure out how to carry momentum to the front of the field. And when you have someone like Danny Summerhill, a bigger guy, he easily gets that momentum towards the front, and it's this reshuffling effect. So you have to try and keep your position as best as possible. And if you don't need to right now, that's what we see, a bit of reshuffle. We've seen Lucas Burgoyne go all the way to the back and then all the way back up to the front.
Yeah, it's kind of funny also because we're down to about 35 riders. Normally you fight for position to be in the top 35. You don't have to here. You can just sit on the back. Oh, somebody wants the money. I'm glad somebody's paying attention right here as he's going to be going up the road as well.
And Maldonado looks like he was going after that cash. So Maldonado looking pretty strong right now with a big attack for One Heart.
Picking up that preem, Edibaldo Maldonado.
And it's back to single file again as Maldonado is being chased down from behind. A good day. Hey, look, they're looking around. Everybody's like, well, who's going to pull? You going to pull? Who's going to attack? You going to attack?
Cheney Windows going after it again. Again. I think that's Gabe Porterfield giving it another go. We saw him in a solo break earlier for a couple of laps.
Yeah, I'm not sure this is a course you want to be solo, but you got Fetzer trying to be able to come up to him. 3 riders would be an ideal situation. Hey, gentlemen, 7 laps to go, 7 to go, 7 to go. That time it's Luke Ferris going up the road. Trying to be able to go across the gap. It's going to be Mateo Garcia from One Heart Racing. Mateo Garcia, Colombian, currently sitting 9th in overall standings in the light blue jersey, trying to be able to get up to the front. 2 light blue jerseys, one showing off the jersey from One Heart Racing, and then very similar are Cheney Windows and Doors, both of them in light blue jerseys.
And it looks like Cliff Family Drifters now making their way to the front as well. Constant flipping back and forth, but no team is able to establish dominance and trying to get up the road.
1.4 kilometers around. If you're a team and you're going to take control, I don't know, maybe wait until 2 laps to go. What do you think, Lauren? 3 laps to go? I mean,
wherever you have to take control on the backside of this course. As soon as you crest this hill on the back, those next 2 downhill turns, that's where you get organized, because essentially it's a race to the last corner, if you ask me.
That's assuming it stays together, because right now it looks like it's breaking apart.
Again, we've seen breakaway after breakaway stay away for 2-3 laps. Nothing more than that.
Frankie.
Cadence on the radio.
Well, let's add to this. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have point sprint. 6 laps left to go. Fetzer's through. 6 to go. Point sprint. Point sprint. Point sprint on the next lap. Point sprint. Attention all riders. Sprint lap. Sprint lap.
Top 4 riders not a threat in that overall standings. All the big men, your overall leaders are sitting a little bit further back. That's Luke Fetzer. He is your current under 23 Criterium national champion. The harder the course, the better he does, and this suits his style very, very well. More riders starting to be able to move up. Again, I thought it was going to be staying all together, but I might be mistaken. Gaps are starting to open up. Groups are starting to go up the road. 5 places deep, points up for grabs with 5 laps to go.
Oh gosh, man, doing hike-a-bike when the free lap rule is expired. What a bummer.
Cyclocross is coming.
So the free lap rule has or will expire as soon as the riders come through the finish line. So if a rider that's in the pit doesn't get out before they see 5 to go, his race is over. So it's technically a race for him to get to the pit and get out of the pit before Luke and the other rider get to the finish line.
And it looks like Cadence is giving Luke a little bit of rein to go ahead and work, see what you can do.
Yeah, we got the double Lukes on the front right now. That's Luke Ferris and Luke Fetzer.
Wow, Luke squared.
Points up for grabs as they're going to see 5 to go, 5 to go, 5 to go. You got a 10-second gap. Gap is 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 laps to go.
Man, Ferris with a face only a mother could love. He was burying deep. Then you've got Foley chasing Porterfield, Martinez, and Summerhill.
Little bit buried deep in there is that orange jersey following. It looked like he was following Mendez as Leonel Rodriguez sitting a little bit further back in about 15th position, making sure he's on the wheel of Marcos Mendez. Nice ride right now of our 2 Lukes, keeping the gap going, and when they come around, they're going to be seeing 4 laps to go.
Does Foundation have interest in chasing that down?
Yeah.
It's got to happen, pretty soon. If you see Danny go to the front and just start drilling it and some of the other guys, Lucas certainly won't. He'll be saved for the sprint.
Well, they immediately put 2 on the front.
Cadence in a pretty good position right here. A lot of faith going into Luke Fetzer. He could definitely win this bike race, so that would be mission accomplished for him. Foundation starting to be able to bring it back together, and that's going to actually benefit Leonel Rodriguez. If Leonel can let the points go up the road to riders that don't need it, that benefits him. So Foundation now riding on the front in the red and white. They have 2 riders. They want maximum points, and it all comes in the top 5 places.
And Foundation has now been put on the back foot. And what they're going to do is they're just going to set it up and do a lead-out train and hopefully do a little bit of torture and slowly and every lap drag that breakaway back.
Come on, Winston-Salem, cheer him on. It's 4 to go, 4 to go, 4 to go. Fetzer's going solo. He's dropping them. He's not waiting around. He's got the gap. Oh, look at the trouble right now as Foundation making their way up the hill.
Now we've got us a nasty little bike race. Oh, Ferris, control, alt, delete. He is done.
Fetzer pushed on the hill last lap, and we saw this again this lap, and this is the product of that, dropping your compatriot.
Now the Foundation's like, well, now we've got to chase one. What does a team in gray and white do of Team Cadence? Do they set up their lead-out train? I say you do. But they've got to fight Foundation for the lead-out. But if you chew up your young and spit him out and get the win, it doesn't matter whether it's Luke, Danny, anybody on Cadence.
Chad, you basically tell Luke, go in full gas as much as you can, as long as you can. You set up Danny and you got Lucas right there sitting on Foundation. Make Foundation do the work. Make them bring it back, and then you're in the catbird seat. Hopefully you've got like 2 laps left, maybe 1 lap left. Luke knows this. He's trying to go all in right now.
Man, the only thing coming from behind is bad news. I don't know if I'd look back or not.
Clever Martinez suffering like mad. He little flick of the elbow. He looked over his shoulder a minute ago, and Lucas Gade said, stay on the front. Your job's not done. Forcing Clever Martinez to ride a little bit longer and a little bit further. Can he stay away, Winston-Salem? Give him your energy. 3 to go. Oh, it's going to be close. 3 laps to go, because here comes the red and white machine.
Man, these next 2 laps, I guarantee you that Team Cadence is going to try to chase down their teammate. Why? Here's why. You do not take a chance of letting Foundation take control of the race. So what you do is you flip the script and you set the lead out. And if you catch your teammate, fine. If you don't, you win both ways.
Coming up to the front, trying to be able to slow things down. Now Gomez getting a gap. Gomez can go across that gap. Where the heck is Leonel Rodriguez? If there's one rider you don't want to let it go up the road, it's Brian Gomez. Foundation right now with great tactics. Will it work, and can Gomez catch Fetzer?
Did you see that? He basically put in an attack on the outside. It's raining again, another factor, and basically pushed everybody else wide. Danny was trying to come around to chase it back, and he basically got pushed wide and off his line. And now you got Foundation basically on the front, setting those tactics, sitting up a bit.
That's your race.
Love it.
That's it. Now, if you're Luke Fetzer and you turn around and you see Brian Gomez coming, you're like, oh, great. Out of everybody chasing me down, it's Gomez. They are going to see the Gambler's Cream on the next lap. Oh, Luke, you got to hold on, man, but you got a freight train coming.
That orange Jack Crew jersey's going to have to place in the top 5 or 6 to be able to maintain his lead. He's been leading for 5 of the 8 races. Now it's on the final day.
And where does this put Gomez in the overall?
Exactly. That's the danger. Leonel Rodriguez cannot follow back. Gambler Preem, Gambler Preem, Gambler Preem. Gambler, Gambler, Gambler.
Oh my gosh, Luke Fetzer is in a deep, dark place right now. Giniat trying to drag it back to get, now Preston should be panicking because the overall is starting to get a little muddy.
Preston I currently sitting 4th in those overall standings, but the Danger Man 2nd in the overall standings. Gomez going right through Fetzer on the move right now, trying to be able to drop them all.
There is no way.
Gomez has only gotten better and better throughout the races.
Won last night, feeling better. Said last night, Chad, I feel strong. And again, this course is very similar to last night. It is tailor-made for Gomez. And if I'm Luke, I don't see the front again.
Trying to go back-to-back victories here in Winston-Salem. Brian Gomez won on day number 1. Can he win again on day number 2? Now, Leonel Rodriguez in that orange jersey starting to be able to move up again. Rodriguez in that orange jersey needs to be in the top 6, I believe, if he wants to be able to hang on to that overall lead, because Gomez, a big threat if he picks up those 200 points at the finish.
Man, real estate at the front end of that peloton is getting really expensive. All right, Winston-Salem, give Gomez and Fetzer your love when they come back through. Here they come. Ladies and gentlemen, they have 1 to go. 1 to go, 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 1 to go. Here comes your lead outs. Cadence and Foundation. 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go. I don't know how Luke is going to pull this one off.
Can Brian drop Luke, and can Luke take it from the bottom of this hill?
He's a good sprinter. Fetzer is fast. Gomez is strong. So both of these guys know. And look at the cat and mouse games that's going on right now. They're both sitting up.
What? What? And there must be some conversation going in some ears right now, because that makes no sense whatsoever.
Leonel Rodriguez in that orange jersey needs to be sitting on rider with wearing the number 1 of Marcos Mendez. All coming down now to a half a lap. These two not wanting to help each other. Brian Gomez is in the red and white. He won last night. Luke Fetzer sitting in second position right now, getting ready on the gradual downhill, and now here comes the field.
Frankie, you notice how Gomez is slammed it into the curb? So there's only one way that Fetzer can attack him, is on his right. I would not be surprised if they're not caught at the final lap.
Well, essentially, Foundation and Cadence were going to see what's going on up the road, and all they saw was that gap had decreased so much. And now Danny Summerhill is saying, here we go.
There goes Fetzer! Gomez responds. This is going to be chaos personified.
Luke Fetzer attacked first going into turn number 5. He's on the wheel, the red and white of Foundation right behind him.
Fetzer out of turn number 6. Your winner's going to be for Cadence, Luke Fetzer! What?
He had enough on that climb, guys.
Shut your mouth, Chad. That was just ride of stones right there from Luke Fetzer.
And Foundation rounding out the podium. They're all right with that. They'll take that tonight.
All right, we're going to get a quick interview with Luke Fetzer. Then we're on to our podium. That, my friends, at points was chaotic and crazy, but in the end, it turned out amazing for Team Cadence. And Luke has earned that one. He has worked his tail off this entire race series.
Hey, directors and riders, as a reminder, make sure to return your chips. If you withdrew from the race and now that the race is over, make sure to return your chips. And you can do that up at our neutral service at the pit, over at registration as well.
Well, Luke is from California. He's so engaging and so just passionate about the sport, and we're probably going to get that in the post-race interview. Then after that, Frankie's going to do the podium. There you have it. Fetzer, Mendez, Gomez, Parra, and Rodriguez. So more than likely, Rodriguez is going to hold on to the overall. Want me to do it like this? Here comes your beautiful looking Flow BMW. He's going to turn sideways to get in the backdrop. Hey, I don't make the calls here.
Hey, riders, as a reminder, return your chips. Once again, riders, as a reminder, return your chips. Hey, Winston-Salem, give these guys a big round of applause. 75 minutes of flat-out racing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here I have him. Luke Fetzer, of course, for Team Cadence, presented by Waldo Racing. And at times the race was chill, and then the last 10 minutes was chaos. Walk us through it.
Oh, yeah, that was a hard race start to finish, so I wouldn't really call it chill. But the last 10 laps were outrageous. Luke Ferris had gone, and my boy Lucas Burgoyne, pro champ, he set me up, told me to go. I went, followed Ferris. We dug deep together, the power of the Luke squared, and then I heard Gomi was coming across to us. And I was honestly petrified.
You took the word. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. That's the first time in a post-race interview. But that's what Frankie and Laura and I were saying. When you turned around, we were thinking to ourselves, what is going through Luke's mind right now? Tell us, what was going through your mind?
Yeah, I told the boys to bring us back. I thought I couldn't take Gomez, but when he got to me, he went in front of me, gave me a draft, and the boy's 6'2", 6'3", and so it's basically a brick wall in front of me. He towed me to the line, and then right before the second to the last turn, I jumped and got the best out of him.
Where would you put this win, the final race of USACRITS 2026 in your Palmares?
It's up there. Last year I won one USACRITS for the first time, won Greenville, and so it's good to finish this series with a win under my belt. I would rank it pretty high up there.
You look pretty tired. Are you tired now and ready for a break?
No, not a break. We're driving overnight to Easton tomorrow. Yeah, so no week for the wicked. You know, we're right back at it tomorrow and on Memorial Day at Somerville.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your current U23 National Crit Champion and your winner here in Winston-Salem, Luke Fetzer of Team Cadence.
Our top three on the day. In third place, riding for Caldera Medical, Chloe Patrick. Silver medal ride, riding for Virginia Blue Ridge, it's Riley McMullen. And coming back here to Winston-Salem, winning for a third time. Back-to-back victories as well on day number 1 and now day number 2. Your winner, Marlies Mejias. Hey, arms up in the air, congratulations. Your top 3 on the day here at day number 2 of the Winston-Salem Cycling Classic. Sterling Swaim with our Winston-Salem Cycling Classic, presenting our winner's jersey to Marlies Mejias. Virginia Blue Ridge now picking up victories here 4 years in a row. As our carved out guitar, as tradition, being presented once again to our winner. And hopping up onto our podium is going to be Luke and Jack. And Maria, excuse me, Luke, Jack, and Maria on the podium. Champagne celebration for our riders. Welcome back to Winston-Salem as the celebration continues at race number 8 of our USACRITS series. Now moving on to our top 3 for the men on the day here at our Winston-Salem Cycling Classic. Gears and Guitars like to be able to start off in 3rd place, Brian Gomez. Riding for Foundation Cycling New York, a bronze medal for Gomez. The silver medal for Foundation is going to be Marcos Mendez. And your 2026 champion, riding for Team Cadence, please welcome Luke Fetzer. Hey, your top 3 congratulations now being presented with your winner's jersey here at Gears and Guitars as Sterling Swaim from the Winston-Salem Cycling Classic presenting to Luke Fetzer our Jack Crew winner's jersey. Talk about a trophy. Very unique here to Winston-Salem Cycling Classic. Once again, Maria, Luke, and Jack presenting our flowers. Now presenting our champagne for the final celebration here on the streets of Winston-Salem. A little sip of the bubbly to top things off. Congratulations once again, Fetzer, Mendez, and Gomez, your top 3 on the day. Moving on to our top 3 overall women. 8 races of our USA Crit Series. Finishing up with our finals here in Winston-Salem. In 3rd place, like to be able to bring up to the podium, Izzy Harden. Izzy riding for Kingdom Elite. In 2nd place, riding for One Heart Racing, Elizabeth Castano. And our next rider has been hanging on to the jersey since LaGrange. It's a perfect record. Your 2026 USA Crit Champion, Lisa Ray. Starting off in early April and now coming towards the end of May. 8 races later, Thad Fisher from our USA Crits presenting the final overall leader's jersey to Lisa Ray. Congratulations, as the orange Jack Crew jersey belongs to one. And being presented with a clean jersey for the wall, once again, your Jack Crew leader's jersey to Lisa Ray, your 2026 champion. Continuing on with our team competition. Like to be able to bring up there here, 3rd place overall, Team Winston-Salem and our women. 3rd place for our women, Team Winston-Salem. 2nd place overall in the team competition, One Heart Racing Nashville Local. Dennis, 2nd place, all your team. And 1st place team, after 8 races, number 1, the purple jerseys of Kingdom Elite. Different riders at different races. They've all placed together as your top leaders are all now on the podium. Kingdom Elite, your D1 overall team winners. One Heart Racing sitting in 2nd place, and Team Winston-Salem in 3rd. Put your hands together as your top 3. Top 3 in our men. 8 races in with our USA Crit Series. In 3rd place, he races for Foundation Cycling, Marcos Mendez. Mendez from Foundation is 3rd overall. Finishing up in 2nd overall, coming on strong in the final 4 races. Brian Gomez. And finally, the one-man show from Uruguay. He pulled it off, your 2026 champion, Lionel Rodriguez. Eight races in, presented with that orange overall leader's jersey. Riding for MC Racing, the Uruguayan national champion, and now your 2026 USA Crit champion, Lionel Rodriguez. Congratulations. And being presented with the jersey for the wall, a keepsake to be able to remember your 2026 season, Megan Rocks, in charge of all of our graphics and organization with USACRITS, presenting the jersey for the wall. Moving on to our top three overall for our team competition. A brand new team coming onto the scene in 2026, and guess what? They're gonna finish up third in our overall standings. I'm looking for One Heart. One Heart Racing in third. Finishing up in second in our overall standings, Cadence, presented by Waldo. And your final spot with a dominating performance in our USA Crit Series. Please welcome your 2026 team champions, Foundation. Brian, get up there. Clever. Look, Clever taking off his helmet. He's got to show off the hair. Get up there, Clever. All of these riders coming together, helping each other out. One, two, and three, congratulations. These are your top three in our overall team classification. Once again, Megan Rocks with our USA Crits, in charge of all of our graphics, doing a fantastic job as our USA Crits comes to a conclusion here in Winston-Salem. Where's Eitan Barris? Raise your hand. Eitan. Happy birthday, Eitan! Sebastian's birthday also? Dang, look at that. That's not your birthday, Thad. Hey, gentlemen, hopefully you guys had a great time racing the USA Crit Series. You guys were very much entertaining and we loved it. Good luck the rest of the season, and we look forward to seeing you all next year. My name's Frankie Andreu. For Lauren Hall and Chad Andrews, gonna say good night. And for everybody here at the USA Crit Series, thanks for watching on the web stream. Thanks for coming out to Winston-Salem, and make sure to check your listings and schedule for 2027 as the USA Crits returns.